And now we should be live. Hold on. Are we live? We should be live. Hello, hello. I think we're live. I'm streaming. Okay. I think we're chilling. Oh, I didn't realize I was dual streaming too. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is my first time in a long time dual streaming, and it's my first time using an entire new plugin. I believe it's Atom, the one I'm using. Hi, what is up, Annabelle? Hello, welcome in. Sorry if everything looks a little weird right now. I'm trying to figure out as I go. But hi, good morning. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it greatly. How's your morning? How are you doing? I'm actually about to do some munching on breakfast myself. I'm a little late to this. I wanted to stream right at 10:30 and time got the best of me, if I'm being honest. So I'm still waking up. I'm gonna see if I can maybe play some background music. Maybe something like that. Good evening from Germany. You're from Germany? Oh my gosh. Hello. Yo, I sometimes forget just, I don't know, like how the internet connects us all. To the fact that you're all the way from Germany. You're in Germany right now. That is insane. But thank you for joining me. 6 p.m. I guess I should say what you have for dinner. Good evening to you. Welcome to my coffee shop here. The room behind me is a mess, so I didn't want to show it in today's video. I didn't get a chance to clean it this morning. My day has just started. Sorry guys, you're about to hear some bags. I'm having some Dunkin'. This is gonna be a dumb question. Do you guys have Dunkin' in Germany? We're gonna hang out for a while today. I'm gonna have two live streams going on, one on Twitch and then one on YouTube. Feel that, but I remembered that's what the internet is about. Love connecting with people from all over the world. Yeah, me too. It just baffles my mind, dude. It baffles my mind. We do in big cities? Okay. Not the small town I'm from. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Regardless, I'm glad that you're able to make it. That's awesome. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily have a plan for today. I just wanted to get on here and just chat with some people, whoever comes by. Salutations, what is up? I'm gonna butcher your name. Gemerl. What is up? Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We're just chit-chatting about Dunkin' Donuts, as that is what I'm eating for breakfast. having one of these very hard wraps for sustenance to get me through this stream. I'm gonna hide my mouth. We were just talking about how our friend here, Annabelle, they're from Germany, and then that baffles my mind. Are you also from? I'm in the U.S. I'm from the Midwest, right? So Illinois, Chicago, all of that. Yes, I know. Conformity Gate. Guys, I mean, although I'm like done talking about it like in a video sense, there's still a lot of hope out there, and honestly I'm still keeping up with it in the background because I think it's just a really freaking neat theory. Just overall, I know that we still have the documentary on the 12th. I'm excited to watch that. I'm probably gonna watch it the day of. I unfortunately work, I think, from like 1 to 9:30, so I don't think I'll be able to watch it obviously before that, but I'm interested to see what is gonna come out of that. I'm the guy who said in an earlier comment that it can still be considered as true due to open-ended. Yes. I do remember. Honestly, I know people's argument for that is the fact that obviously like that was the point, although I remember vividly that the Duffer brothers said that they didn't want to leave anything, like no ambiguity. Oh my god, and I can't say words. They didn't want to leave it ambiguous is what I'm saying. And what was his name, the actor for Hopper, made it clear that there was going to be an ending. So the fact that they kind of left it open-ended and within itself was was an interesting choice. Like I feel like they would have just said that to begin with, like it would have been fine. But I'm gonna be honest, I still believe too, I'm gonna wait until the documentary drops. There's a creator that I've been following. Sorry, I'm sure I could pull her up. I think, yeah, so she's clean slate Kate on TikTok. She has a lot of videos going over that. Yes, we never got an actual date. I think the 7th of January was created by the fans. It was created by us and everybody who was just speculating so hard, right? But what if like in 3 months from now they drop something and it makes everybody who didn't believe a believer? I don't know. It still seems cool to hang on to, if I'm being honest. Personally, I'm going with the Ghost Rider reason. There's no other excuse that I could reasonably believe in different quality. That's why I found the fact that I think it was Ross Duffer who got divorced, and his ex-wife played a big role in what Stranger Things 1 was. And that's why like my interest in watching Fear Street just skyrocketed after I saw that. Also, what's your take on the Tonight clip from Jamie? I can't believe that he's just toying with us. No, dude. Dude, the day before Jamie goes on Jimmy Fallon and does that, come on, like he must know what he's doing, right? He knows the power he has over the fandom. People love him. I remember I posted my first reactions on TikTok for volumes, for volume 1 and 2. Like throughout the entire series, I was just posting my reactions, just me videotaping from the couch that I was sitting at. And the one clip that went absolutely crazy was the one with him, like his reveal at the end of episode, I think it was 1 or 2, I can't remember right now, but people were going crazy. People were going feral for Jamie, dude. So he knows what he was doing. My personal take is that it can't all just be coincidence that they managed to get all of that before the what the fans were thinking, the day before we were gonna get something. So it was definitely interesting. Now all of this is planned way in advance, obviously. Like it's a production, they have to run off a schedule. So that's the only part where I'm like, okay, it could have definitely been a coincidence, but it just seems so deliberate, man. And then, did you know that there's a potential petition to release the cut content? No, I didn't. Sign me up. Where do I go? I think you're able to send links in the stream. If I'm not mistaken, I think you're able to send links. So if there is, please, please, please send it to me. I didn't know. You see, the Duffer Brothers kind of shot themselves in the foot, if I'm being completely honest with you, because why would they go on a little press tour after the show wrapped? I feel like you would want to maybe hold off a little bit to see what the fans thought. But the fact that they said that they didn't cut anything, there was no alternate ending, seems just so weird to me, honestly. There was somebody who worked in film that commented on my videos too, that they were saying, hey, you know, I feel like they, you know, they cut a lot of stuff. And there's a TikTok that I came across of somebody who worked in production and is in charge of doing that. Apparently the network, whether it's Netflix or whoever, literally tells you to shave off, you know, a certain amount of time from each episode. And it's up to kind of the editors to kind of run with it and ensure they got the best possible cut for the show. So it's just weird that they would say something like that. Like, it's expected, you know. I expect there to be some stuff cut from production, you know. I don't know. That's why a lot of the times these you know, these films come out with an extended version of the cut, like the director's cut, right? The true edit that if it was up to them, they would have kept. 400,000 signatures, dude. What the heck? I just love that we all kind of connected because of the Conformity Gate. If nothing happened, at least we had fun in the rabbit hole together. Oh yes, we did. We were sipping on the Gatorade for sure. We we honestly were, man. My entire feed for the last 2 days has been nothing but Stranger Things theories that were posted before the 7th and even after the 7th. The copium, as people are calling it. I got my little copium tank next to me. It's crazy. It's crazy in a fun way. It's crazy in a good way. Also, if you're watching this on Shorts, I am sorry. I don't know how to change the angle of the camera. Because right now you're only seeing half of my face. I think I have to be like more over here, like more in the center, which I think I can actually. Hold on, let me see. Let me move myself more to the center of my little coffee shop here. I think I just gotta. Oh, that's not it. Oh, there we go. Welcome to my coffee shop, everybody. What would you guys be drinking today? Let's see. Due to so much more time being given for filming alongside stuff being in trailers or mentions of cameos such as Barb's body in season 5 never actually ended up there. Ooh, where did you hear about Barb's body? That's something that I would love to kind of read about. I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that. That would have been really cool. Honestly, having like a show with like Barb, not a show, sorry, having a scene when like Barbara talks to Nancy in a way that would have been kind of cool. Caleb McLaughlin saying the season can be decided as traitor. Sadie Singh saying that the final episode summed up in one word, be meta, from the actress herself. I heard that was what's her name? Oh my gosh, Millie Bobby Brown. I think that's what she said, that it was gonna be better. I was going through the internet trying to figure out where she said that quote, because you know everything that I say, like I wanted to have a source so people could look back and find that, but I did not find it, unfortunately. I'm gonna keep digging though. Yeah, that's why I'm also confused. The reaction by the actors are all weird. They are. And then we had that like clip of Noah saying that there wasn't gonna be a dry eye. And I mean, yeah, it was a sentimental ending, but I wasn't bawling like I initially wanted to. But everybody was saying things that could be taken in favor of Conformity Gate. Let's see, they could have done it in one scene at the end, right after Mike walks up the stairs and closes the door. Mike. Doubt Bull, dude. That reminded me of the Batman Arkham games. Hold on, I'll elaborate in a little bit. Let me keep reading. Hello, Mike. Nice to see you. Finally wake up. Then Mike lets out a muffled scream, and then the screen goes black. Oh my gosh. Or the devil was telling us look for things to see, look for subtleties, things that don't look how they seem. So to address Yorgi, by the way, welcome in Yorgi. Thank you so much for chatting. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know if you guys ever played the Batman Arkham games, but there's a portion of the game where you're going up against the Scarecrow where, oh, hello, Creep Show. Thank you for joining us over on Twitch as well. Hello. Welcome in. Really quickly to finish my initial thought, yeah, there's a portion in the game where you're going up against the Scarecrow and your screen glitches. And as a kid, I thought that my game was like scratched, like it was broken. It just ended up being a part of Scarecrow's illusion, even though it took place in the real life. So what you're saying kind of reminds me of that, you know, almost like a game glitch. And to go for your point, Gemro, the fact that they did tell us to do that, they can't be surprised that we took it far. We ran with that. We ran with that statement. Did Duffers say that? Haven't heard that yet. I've seen a lot of people saying that they did. I'm trying to find these sources. I probably should have done that research. Creep Show, welcome over on Twitch. I'm not seeing anyone point out the newest poster has the sword and shield Mike was using in Will's painting, but it's in the ground with the Hydra near him and Will's character is nowhere to be seen. No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that poster at all. What I have seen, and I meant to put this in the video and I completely forgot. What I saw in the video was that they're selling merch. It's official Netflix merch that has the cast on it, right? And it says class of 87. It says class of 87 on the top, but they graduated in class of 89. That was explicitly said in the show. Like, you could rewatch it. So it's like, why would the merch be 87? Again, like I've always wondered if there's somebody that's keeping up with the, you know, with the oh my gosh, I can't talk. Sorry, I'm so hungry I can't talk. Just I guess with the continuity of everything, right? Like that is bro, come on. To have something, even like a piece of merch that says class of 87 when it's clear it's supposed to be class of 89. Come on. And I'm sorry, those who are coming in just now, I haven't had breakfast today. I kind of woke up and I was running late for the stream. I was already like 15 minutes late. So thank you so much for bearing with me while I friggin' devour this Dunkin' breakfast. Also, the fact that they dumbed down the entirety of Stranger Things themes into a coming of age story. Yeah, I like the initial theme of the mystery of it all. I think should have been the focus. I think that's why season 4 sticks out the most to me, because I feel like we went back to form, right? We had a villain that everybody wanted to stop. Everybody was going through their own character arc in a way. 11 losing her powers and then doing actual training to get it back was cool. And we had Argyle. Do you guys remember Argyle? Dude, I was hoping so hard. I was hoping this sounds stupid, but me and my sister were talking about it, that it would have been hilarious if we got a scene where they had they needed transportation. So they called up Argyle. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, some wacky. I don't know. I just miss him. I miss Argyle. No, so I am playing music in the background, but I think it's too low. I wanted to muffle the chewing. Season 4 all the way. I still miss Eddie so much. I love Joseph Quinn, especially in Stranger Things. He did so well. He did, dude. He did. Eddie was my guy. I just rewatched Stranger season 4 not that long ago when my sister wanted to catch up with the entire show. I bawled just as much as the first time I saw it. And then when Dustin gives his uncle, bruh, oh my god, when he talks to his uncle and he tells him who Eddie was to him, come on, I cried even more. I love Eddie. I think Eddie is definitely my favorite character out of the entire show. Argyle is more of a meme pick for me because I just really like this character, but Eddie's arc, Eddie's story, it was awesome, and it would have seen him. It would have been cool to see him in the season if he was still alive. I know people for the longest time were speculating that he was going to be Cass, like Vecna was going to resurrect him as Cass to taunt with, to taunt the the party. Cass being the person that betrays him in like the actual D&D lore. Creep Show, I'm pretty convinced that the actual big bad of the show will be the Hydra. The lore of the Thessal Hydra lines up with the theaters, and it's the only D&D monster placed on the board in the show that hasn't shown up with the real world representation in the form of a new villain, so it's still not convinced it's not. Yes, the Thessal Hydra, dude. Thank you for reminding me. That was also a point that I meant to put in one of my videos, but yeah, I completely slipped my mind. That being in like the lore of Stranger Things, right, and just being part of the lore of D&D just in general, to have picked that should have meant something more than it did. So again, there's a group of people that are still believing. I know that the 7th was made up mostly because I guess we just wanted something as soon as possible, but they could still be cooking, guys. They could still be cooking. My god, a lot of tears in that scene. Yeah, mine too. And Eddie's first, and then yeah. You said Eddie first, and then Dustin for sure. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I actually wanted to play some Dead by Daylight on this stream because I don't know if you guys know, but in Dead by Daylight they release like a new killer for the game every 3 months, and Vecna / Henry / 1 is gonna be the new killer. They come out January 26th, I think, and then the new survivors are 11 and Dustin, and they have epic skins. So if you buy Dustin's epic skin, you could play as Eddie, and if you buy 11's skin, you get to play as Robin. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, I would if hey Creepshow, if you're still watching, can you post a link to that poster? I have not seen it yet. Is it like official Netflix merch by chance? Because that's where I saw the that shirt that says class of 87 when it should be 89. Here you go, buddy. I'm feeding my dog some of my tortilla. Also, I'm taking recommendations for like if you guys follow any channels at all that are still talking about this, I would still send those my way. Please and thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let me actually see if I could I think I could add a source. Give me a second. I'm gonna probably put like There you go. If you see on the board, you'll see the shield with the heart. Let me see. If you see on the board, I see the shield with the heart. You're right. There you go. The Hydra is near it. That is true. I want to see that I got. That is a super cool poster though. But no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see Will the Wise is all the way by one of the towers here. I'm gonna share this with you guys. Give me 1 second here. I thought I had a little overlay. Give me 1 second. Let me go to my display capture here. I could do this. I think you should be able to. That's not the one. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see this poster. It's a super sick poster. Nor the Great, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Give it a little kiss. Give it a little kiss. Just give it a little kiss. But do you guys see that poster? It's sick. So essentially you guys could see, let's see if I can make it bigger. Yeah. So right here is the shield, the Hydra, and then Will's character is all the way over there. All the way over there. Oh, what is up? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with 2 chats. Have you seen any of the attempt to rewrite for season 5 for the finale? They are on YouTube. They're pretty neat to be honest, and one of which only written in, and one of which was only written in 2 days. No, but I would love to. Oh, Gamro here. Hey, what's up, Gamro? I see. Thank you. I see. I was confused, but thank you. Thank you for coming over on Twitch too. I appreciate that. Think of making a support group. Of course, Bobby. Of course. I feel like we all need it. I feel like we all definitely need it. By the way, the voice actors here in Germany acted so weird too. They kind of do still, but I guess it was just marketing for them too. Did the voice actors also go like on a little press tour over there? That's me on alt. Okay, I got you. My birthday was the 7th. I was so annoyed. Oh, dude, talk about having one of the best birthday surprises ever. To have a new episode of Stranger Things on your birthday, dude, that would have been iconic. That would have been sick. That would have been so freaking cool. Nice to meet you, Bobby. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the support group. Welcome to my coffee shop, which is just trying to hide the mess that is my room because I didn't get the chance to clean it. It's not even just my room. It's me and my wife's room. I woke up late. I had this whole plan to wake up early, get some breakfast, and then just be live, you know, but nope. I woke up late. Your Twitch stream has no mic audio. It has no mic audio? What? For realsies? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me see if this is true. It should have audio. I just tested it out. Can you maybe refresh and let me know? I am dual streaming this using usually I use, I think it's like restream.io, but I wanted to try this actual plugin for OBS, so if it's a little wonky, I do apologize. I wished for it when I blew up my candles at 5 p.m. Oh, dude. I feel like there's an extreme delay over on the shorts stream. I'm so sorry if you're watching it on shorts. Please watch not on shorts. Let's see. Also, I don't know if you saw that, but the video of Jamie doing the aerobic thing saying tomorrow begins got taken down. No, dude, I actually saved it. I was working on my YouTube videos and I saved it because I was kind of shocked I didn't have to screen record it. A lot of the times when it comes to like those really big companies, they don't let you download the video, but they did. So I have it. I did not know it was taken down. No, can you find? Okay. I'm glad. There's a 2-day written finale rewrite. Okay, I need that link to that video. ASAP. Honestly, it might not be a bad thing to kind of watch on here while I finish my breakfast. Because I've only gotten through one of my wraps. And my pup here has eaten half of it. You check YouTube, Facebook, and Insta on anyone. Ooh, try checking TikTok. Hey, thank you so much for the what am I saying? Thank you so much for the sub, Bobby. You gotta go. Thank you. I do appreciate you for stopping by regardless. Thank you. No, they posted weird stuff in their stories on the 7th, like hints. I don't know how to explain it really. It was strange. Everybody's getting in on it, huh? You know what? I got a lot of Spanish TikToks about oh my gosh, dude, words are so hard. I just woke up. I'm sorry. I got a lot of Spanish TikToks of Stranger Things, of Spanish creators talking about the show. I never thought to think that the voice actors, for the plethora of different languages, could also post about their thoughts. I didn't think to do that. So learning that is actually super freaking interesting. Let's see. It's not happening still. I come to terms with ending wasn't great. They ruined my favorite show. No. I get that sentiment. I 100% get that sentiment, and it makes sense. But seasons 1 through 4 were so very, very special. Season 1 in particular for me. So I'm so sorry that you feel that way. It sucks, I know. But there's still a lot of people that are keeping up the hope, and I don't want to try to give you any false belief or anything like that, but a lot of the stuff that they're bringing makes a lot of sense. And honestly, just welcome in, homie. Michael, thank you so much for joining the stream, and I'm sorry. It's rough, dude. It's rough because you want to believe that there is something better, and it just didn't happen, and that's okay, 4 was my ending. Yeah. Okay, there's a video that I also want to share that popped up on my feed. It kept popping up, but it was released 3 years ago, and it was a creator saying that they weren't sure that they were gonna stick the landing, and maybe we can take a look at that too. But first, Gemro, thank you for this link. I'm gonna go ahead and click it. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this music, and I think it'd be fun to kind of take a look at this. I want to make sure I have responded to everybody though. I've checked YouTube, Facebook, Insta, and it's not any of the. Okay, Creepshow, let me know if it's still on TikTok. There's the link. Or again, we just watch the fan made finesse ourselves, and it actually acknowledges the play some more. You know what I did see people doing there, or people advertising to do? I don't really support it that much because it involves using AI, but I did see a lot of recreations of what a final fight actually would look like if the Demogorgons were in the final battle. And actually acknowledge, yeah, and I mean, it wasn't bad, can't lie. No, it definitely wasn't. It's just like, I don't know. Here, let me click on this video real quick. Is this the, oh my god. let me see here. Okay, I have to put this in a different. Let me see here. Can I put my YouTube chat in a? Can I pop out chat? Okay. I'm putting in my YouTube chat pop out here so I could still keep up with it. Okay, and then I use Chat GPT to calculate the odds of the tape holder behind Robin having the Morse code and it being random occurrence, and I calculated it based on slots. The chance of it even forming a word accidentally is 16 trillion to 1. The form of sentence is even more impossible. But for the sentence, "You did not stop me," basically not even possible ever in any circumstance. So definitely hit the code there on purpose. I know somebody was they brought it up in a comment saying that it wasn't Morse code. I don't know what they were calling it, but they detailed it in the entire. It's a very long comment. I thought it was super interesting. I'd also maybe try to pull that up. Here it is. Here is the video. Binary? It could be binary. Let me see if I can get the display again. There it is. Hopefully you guys see it. Okay, let me see. Let me pause the music now. Sorry, there's so much happening. This is me. It's my stream beats. Okay, here we go. Can I capture? Actually, hold on. Can I capture? Hold on. Window capture. There we go. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I think I just want to do the window, not the display. I think that might be a little better. That way I could have everything I need to have opened. Okay. But everyone was referring to it as more, so it's just a reference. Is that two people know what I'm referencing? Oh, okay. Yeah. I know people, and even me, like this was also on me. I also did say that it was in fact Morse code. Yeah, I could do the subtitles there. Let me make sure I'm caught up with the YouTube chat as well. And the dragons, let's see. And the dragons 3-head videos, seen them? I have not seen that, dude. Oh my gosh, I have to. I realized just how much stuff I haven't absorbed. I love the show. Obviously, I honestly don't hate the final too much either. I definitely cried too. I'm emotional in general when it comes to shows. I'm mostly annoyed by. Yeah, no. I mean, trust me. Like, it was really sad to see Eleven sacrifice herself. It was really sad. Especially that like monologue that she had with Mike before, referencing when she first said goodbye Mike in season 1. Like, there was definitely some tearjerkers in there. Even like Dustin's speech, you know, that also kind of hit home, especially because it was an homage to what Eddie would have said. The Duffers interviews and answers. Yeah, dude, maybe I could pull that up a little later too, and we'll go through them because some of them are just bizarre. Juliet, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. I can't believe they dropped the ball so bad that their theories were getting a secret episode. I honestly think they left this stuff just so they can make more money off sequels. Dude, that's what I'm thinking. Or they just wanted to rush and get started on those. But honestly, like, if you think about it, right? If they just would have stuck the landing, right? They would have given us a really awesome landing. The hype for their upcoming shows would have been brilliant. Like, it would have been so much better. Like, for them. Like, if at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, how can we squeeze more money off of it, right? It would have just been like, just make a good ending. Just make a good ending. That's pretty much it. All right, let's take a look at this. I mean, I'm still going to read chat, so please feel free to type whatever. I'm going to play this. The Code People Decoded uses a, how do you even say that word? Visionary, especially polyalphabetic substitution cipher, not a simple Caesar shift. Dude, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What is a visionary cipher? I'm very smooth brain when it comes to the that's just what I used to saw. Okay. Yeah, there's so many plot holes. I'm interested to see what people. I do like the videos of like how it should have ended, and I think this is kind of similar to it, right? So let's see. Hopefully, you guys can hear the audio.
Days, and trust me, things are gonna get insane. You can watch this video, or I completely rewrote the entire Stranger Things finale over the last 4 days.
Water in the upside down, yeah.
And trust me, things
the
are
septic
gonna
tank,
get insane.
the septic tank still
you
being
can
there.
Watch this video or just listen to it like an audiobook. Now get ready for the Stranger Things finale we all deserved. So, first of all, what do we need to change right before the finale? Holly gets attacked by a Demogorgon in her own home, and it kills her parents right in front of her. In the show, they survive, but we're not doing that. Miss Wheeler, I'm sorry, but you're dead right then and there. You don't even make it to the hospital. Your husband, Ted, does survive. He's been pretty unimportant to the story so far.
Hold on, I gotta pause it right here. I was shocked that Miss Wheeler survived. I'm not gonna lie. She should have died. I don't know how she survived all that. I think I said it was like the power of just motherhood, I guess. But the fact that my boy Ted also got kind of wrecked, but his injuries were not as bad, at least from what we saw of Karen, and he should have been the one that survived. Like that would have made sense. Karen's injuries, no, like that was I was like, okay, that that's cool, sure. Why not? Hold on, let me see YouTube chat real quick. The water was I saw the video yesterday. The ending's amazing. Ooh, okay, I'm excited. Couldn't exist in the upside down, then people couldn't exist in the upside down. We were up. Yeah, no, you're right. So the whole concept makes no sense either. Yep. Again, the continuity, if there was no water in Lover's Lake, why is there a septic tank filled with water? The only thing I can imagine is because it's a septic tank, it protects the water. Does that even make sense? I don't think so.
But we're gonna use him. He's in a coma now in the Hawkins hospital and doesn't even know his wife's dead and his daughter has just been kidnapped. We also keep the fact that Jonathan plans on proposing to Nancy and keeps the engagement ring in his CD case. Our heroes also don't get to save the children in the end, just like in the show. Vecna takes them to his own mind, where they are now trapped with him at the dinner table in the Creel house. And Eleven also finds her sister Callie, who basically just tells her, "Yeah, sis, you gotta die to end the nightmare." Now what we are gonna change is the military scene where Will discovers his powers. The only thing we'll do different is that we add a scene where Dr. K gets alerted when the Demogorgons attack them.
The big enchilada. Is that a Drake and Josh reference, by the way? Welcome in everybody, welcome in. Yes, Dustin Snake, literally biggest stray in the entire show. What the heck was that? I was thinking the wormhole closed off the water supply. That also makes sense. I never watched streams, but I had to jump in this one. I've had way too much fun with all of this the past weeks or so. Welcome in, Corpse Sniffer. I've had an awesome time also just commenting back and forth with you. Thank you so much for joining the stream. We're just watching this video because apparently it's cool. I fixed the Stranger Things finale, so I'm interested to see what we got. Suhair, welcome in as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Duffer Brothers wrote seasons 1 through 4 and made a masterpiece. There are millions of other shows with alternate dimensions, but this 80s show stands out. So if they did crap from volume 2 and 3, something's up. The writing, we like just earlier in the stream, we talked about the ghost. There could have been a ghost writer. We talked about Ross Duffer's ex-wife being a huge part of seasons 1 and 4 in the background. All of that could have played a major freaking role in why we got what we got.
Military and sends in the flamethrower squad, and they burn down most of the Demogorgons. Then Vecna obviously comes in, kills them all, and Will discovers his powers because of him. Now we're gonna add a scene that doesn't exist in the show at all. We're now back in the Creel house where Henry is sitting with the kids. He has told them that Max is the monster and what his plan is gonna be, and that he needs their help. Then he tells them to go play. He walks out of the room with a slight grin on his face. And then we transition back to him as Vecna, standing inside the Mind Flayer base. He steps
That
out
would've been
and
cool.
sees the big Mind Flayer in smoke form on the horizon. A part of the smoke flies to the ground and forms into a smoke form of a person the same size as Henry. The Mind Flayer says,
William Byers is alive. He finally found his powers.
Vecna says,
We just needed to raise the stakes. Now we can focus on next scene.
this scene is critical because we want the viewers to know that the Mind Flayer is a sentient being and not controlled by Henry.
Okay, so going based off of that point, we only saw that the Mind Flayer spoke to Henry directly, right? Saying to come find him. So having more scenes with the Mind Flayer throughout the show, scattered throughout the show, would have definitely made such a significant impact to the story just as a whole. Big Inshallah, a woman definitely wrote this season. I did see that a lot of the time with the connection, like when people were saying that Max and Eleven's relationship building in season 3 makes a lot of sense. At when when you think of who wrote it, and I couldn't agree more. Especially the relationships between each character seemed from a different perspective, that of the male perspective. Sup gang, I'm all in, let's go. Rob Canton, welcome in, homie, welcome in. Thank you for joining us right now. We're just watching a video about this person rewriting the entire finale. So far looks pretty promising, but thank you for joining us. Welcome in, everybody. That isn't impossible either, due to within the VR game the Mind Flayer appears as Dr. Brenner and talks to Henry. I didn't know there was a VR game. Dude, I'm a fake fan. What is this? No, we gotta hold on. I gotta ban. Do. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I don't like these Twitch bots. Okay. Anyways, let's keep watching.
Okay, time to change another scene. We're now right back in the hospital with Lucas, Robin and her girlfriend, and they're running from the demo dogs. So now they're in the washing room and the demo dogs are looking for them. They're hiding behind a washer and Lucas, stupid idiot, is playing Kate Bush on his speaker. And he doesn't want to put it out because Max might wake up. But we're gonna keep it this way. The demo dogs don't find them and they get distracted.
One of the biggest plot
by the
holes.
explosive in the washing machine that actually ends up killing them. Only this time,
It's
we
Ted.
see Ted
It's
Wheeler
Ted.
come to you.
It's my
He put the
boy
explosive
Ted.
there.
Let's go. Heck yeah, that would have been sick as heck, dude. Yes. Why didn't the demo dogs go towards the song? Like, why did they take their sweet time? We've known before that they're attracted by sound. My boy Ted Newbie, he died because he dropped a broom outside of the closet he was hiding, dude. The Demogorgons literally just bum rushed my guy. You know what I mean? So the fact that they just they had no pep in their step after hearing Kate Bush, like, come on now, come on. There's reasoning for it too. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure everybody's aware of this accusations of Stranger Things season 1 and 2. Yes. Thank you for bringing this up. And it's pretty obvious Duffers didn't have any idea where to take. Yes. I do explicitly hearing a story. I can't confirm it, guys. So please don't take my word for it. But I remember hearing a story that, what was it? That the Duffer Brothers stole the script to, I guess when they were in school, like they stole the script for, what was it called? Oh my gosh, I completely forgot what it was called before this. They said in the show, what is it called? Something doc. I can't remember, but essentially that they stole the script from one of their classmates, and then they made it into Stranger Things. That's what I remember hearing, like way back when like season 2 came out. The actor who plays Kali told in a podcast there's no extra episode. Shy, my belief is kind of low now, but the way she told it is sus, and she told there's a nice documentary coming up, so we will know all. The big inshallah, one of the Duffers got divorced and his wife used help to write the previous seasons. You can say it got weird plot holes because the woman didn't help this time. Dude, I mean, yeah. I brought that up in my video. I saw an English teacher talking about that. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like they got a lot of help throughout the entirety of the show in 10 years, that when they were kind of left to their own devices, they just kind of shrugged it. They're like, you know?
To revenge his wife's death. We will actually use this moment and make it a good thing. Now, Max and Holly find Max's way out,
Yes.
and in our
Thank you.
version, Max also gives her this stupidly long pep talk that's more comical than anything, but then still gets out because Vecna still doesn't get to stop them, even though they lost so much time. We'll explain it later. And obviously Max wakes up from her coma and is with Lucas again. Now, Holly, she finds her escape portal and wakes up in the abyss. And yes, she does escape from the Mind Flayer base, and Vecna chases after her and she falls through the upside down, just like in the show. And Nancy watches her scream and fall. In the show, Vecna pulls her up, but in our version,
She dies.
actually hits the roof of the lab and dies. The still gooey roof.
Hold on, I'm so sorry. I'm still eating breakfast, please. Okay. So, yes, it was called Montauk now. Thank you so much for saying that. Erie, Indiana. I don't think I've heard that. If I'm being honest, is that like super way before my time? I'm almost 30, so maybe I grew up around it. Beyond, welcome in. I don't believe in Conformity Gate, but yesterday I got a notification from Netflix saying new episodes out now. Everybody was dude. I too got those. Maybe they're talking about the documentary coming out, but that's just weird to have it 4 whole days before it came out. It was 1991 show. Check it out. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Yes, but the thing on Holly, I have 2 thoughts on Holly. One is the fact that she didn't die when I guess in this case, she pulled herself out of whatever that thing was on her mouth. We deliberately saw in season 1 that when Will was trapped up there, dude was gone. Like, dude could not take himself out. You know, it was, it was essentially Hopper and Joyce that rescued him, and they resuscitated him. So the fact that Holly and the rest of the kids essentially, I guess, they just managed to pull themselves out when Vecna is supposed to be at his strongest at this point, it seems off. It seems weird. What if the whole show was the Mind Flayer's dream? at this point, oh yeah.
Roof swallows her body before Nancy can even touch it. She breaks down in
Oh,
tears.
and this, sorry, right when Holly broke through the Dimension X into the Upside Down, I was like, she's dead. Because, like, she's falling. Nobody has anything to catch her. Elle was not with them, so she can't even, like, hold her up with her telekinetic powers. Like, she was just gonna freaking splat. So the thing that saved Holly in this scene was Vecna, so hooray! Hooray, Vecna! Saving Holly!
Jonathan and Steve pull her away and say they gotta go and leave. We then see the camera go under the roof and show Holly's body. It vanishes all of a sudden. And then we see Vecna holding Holly in the Upside Down with his eyes closed. He tricked them with an illusion. He used the situation. As soon as Holly was with Max, he knew they were both gonna escape and that Holly wouldn't get far, because he knows she would wake up right next to him in the abyss. He did actually catch her mid-air while she was falling, but he let everybody believe that she is dead. It will buy him more time.
Dang it!
And scar Nancy.
Dang it, I spoke too soon.
Now, Will's coming out scene. Woo! We gotta kinda leave it in because it's important for the Duffer Brothers story, so don't blame me. He confesses to everyone, but the scene isn't that long and everybody's just kinda like, Will, we've known that you're gay for like years, so don't worry. They hug him and then they move on. Now they devise their plan to kill Vecna, and obviously Max listens to everything that's going on. Now we have the scene where they break into the military base to drive their truck into the Upside Down portal. They drive through the base while Hopper and Nancy are shooting out of the truck. Hopper in the back and Nancy on top. In the show, she hits all her headshots, which is comedically funny because she never had any training.
What do you mean?
But kills
What do
all
you
the
mean?
soldiers who had actual combat training and proper...
Nancy spent the 18 months just shooting at things, dog. Let me catch up on the chats real quick. Now, if I go Stranger Things on Netflix, it's showing watch the series finale now, but I've already watched it and the message wasn't there yesterday before. Suspicious, Netflix. How did y'all even think the Conformity Gate episode will end then? LOL. Like, did you want Vecna to wake them up and then do the same thing all over again to defeat Vecna? Like, a genuine question. I think the whole point of the Conformity Gate was that it was going to answer all of the plot holes that we've gotten, you know, like the miscolored dial, where we were like early on in the season, we were let on that if something doesn't seem as it was in real life, then there's something fishy happening. So I guess in a way, well, and did you want in a way, right? I guess it's like maybe in this version, Mike wasn't put to sleep, right? Maybe that wasn't something that did occur, but maybe we just ended up noticing, I guess, what's the word? I had it and then it fleeted my mind. See, cat. But I think if we went with the, you know, with the fact that Mike was asleep, then he would have woken up and realized that everybody, all of his friends were essentially taken. The only thing that I can't, I guess his friends were taken, right? And they were put into that same place that all the kids were in. And everybody was dreaming the best dream that they could have. Like, everybody got their resolution. I don't know if you guys have watched Naruto, but you know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of the Ultimate Tsukuyomi, where Madara puts them literally all to sleep. That's kind of what it reminded me of. And they have to wake each other up to realize that it's all a dream and they're under this spell. So something similar to that, where each of them figure out something, you know, something in this memory that they are living through doesn't seem right. And they have to wake themselves up, right? And realize that Vecna is playing with them. And at that point, who knows, maybe he has taken over, you know, all of Hawkins, and you have to ensure, you know, that you take him down. And in this scene, like, we would still have the fact that Henry said that he never let the Mind Flayer control him. He joined them, you know, that could have been something really cool as well. I'm constantly getting recommended videos I've already watched on YouTube. The algorithm makes mistakes all the time. That is true too. That is true too. The American flag on Hopper's uniform is incorrect since season 1. What? On his uniform is incorrect? What do you mean? It's incorrect. To be honest, I haven't pay attention to the American flag on his.
Experience? Yeah, we changed that. She misses most shots and struggles a lot up there, but Hopper hits most of the shots since he had training and also experience, so they make it into the portal. But the soldiers hit Steve in the leg with a bullet, which is why he falls out. The military guys swarm him with shields so that everyone in the truck knows they can't get him. So they keep driving and hoping that Steve is gonna be alright. Now, at the Radio Shack, Max is alone with Robin's girlfriend, and Max's wounds start to open up. She starts bleeding, and Robin's girlfriend has to leave her alone in the Radio Shack to go back to the hospital to be able to get supplies to treat Max. But once she leaves, Max starts feeling Vecna. All of a sudden, she's trapped in his mind again. He starts speaking and reveals to Max,
Maxime, you think you escaped me. I really have to thank you for being my spy.
She starts to sweat. Vecna continues to talk.
You missed your chance once before to escape my mind. Every second counted, Maxime. You think I wouldn't have caught you during all the time you spent giving your little friend a pep talk? I let you go. Because now, thanks to you, I know your little plan.
Now we're back to Robin's girlfriend. She's now in the hospital, and there she runs into the doctor that is treating Ted Wheeler. She asks if he's alright. The doctor says, "We don't know. He still hasn't woken up."
Heck, this guy. I did not like this doctor. Let me catch up on chat. Sadly, I think there's no more episodes because the actor Kali said in an interview there's no more episodes. Yeah. Unless that's what they told her to say. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, you know, at this point, like, I've kind of just come to terms with it that what we got is what we got, and if anything, I've just accepted it. You know, it's just I'm just content with it. The red stripe is under the blue box. I have to check that whenever he comes back on screen. Yeah, it has to be a mistake or glitch, of course. I don't believe in Conformity Gate in the 9th, and it's the 9th of January anyway. Yeah, people were saying that today we were gonna get something today at 8, so I guess we just got to see. Talking about good entertainment, I got recommended Dario Argento's Deep Red. I've heard of this. Watch it high and you'll be satisfied. I don't smoke, but I was looking to watch. Hey, what's up, Israel? Oh my gosh, that's just what your name was. Hey, what's up? I was wondering, what if we took control of the horde of Demogorgons to attack the Mind Flayer? That would have been cool. That would have been so cool. That would have been awesome. Are you kidding me? To see him, if he was able to control 4 Demogorgons, he was right so close to the source of the power. For him to control a horde of them, that would have been sick. And demo bats, can't forget the demo bats either. I was also wondering, what if people use AI to redo the end battle? I loved your video, and when you said "Will wake up," thank you. How did you edit that? It was amazing. I used DaVinci Resolve. I've been editing videos for like almost 10 years now. Since I started this YouTube channel, so it's just, I guess it's just a tool of trade. So well said. Yeah, that actually would have been cool. So I did see a few videos of this pop up on TikTok of people using AI to like recreate a horde of the Demogorgons. It looks cool, just because I'm just not a fan of AI and what it does. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna support it, but because it was, again, it was on my For You, I did take a little look. It looked fine. The demo bats, what happened to those things? I completely forgotten. That's what I'm saying, because it would have been made so sense for him to control a few and they would attack him, the Mind Flayer, and fill the plot hole. More sense the fact that there were no demos in the yeah, exactly.
Since he got here, he's lucky.
I didn't like this doctor though.
She looks confused and asks,
Wait, so he couldn't have gotten out?
the doctor says, well, no, but also nobody could have gotten in. And by the way, in the state he's in, he couldn't walk to that door anyways, his bones are broken. She starts to realize Ted never saved them. It was just an illusion. Now we're back at Max. She starts to levitate. Vecna says,
no!
Everything
You have to give my boy Ted something. I was a believer in Ted. I thought he was gonna do something. I thought he was gonna take his golf club or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought they were gonna do more with Ted's character. It's okay. His actor got a bag, and that's all that matters. He got a bag, and he got like a Target commercial or whatever. It has a bit tacky. Raw editing is better. Imagine if the dark misty cloud Mind Flayer came out when. Oh, that would have been cool. It feels as though they wanted basically retcon the Mind Flayer so they can focus on Vecna's story for the play. Or, oh, I watched which fan here? Can we have a video tutorial? No, I don't know, on this stream. I could go over it in like a short video. It was just a few layers of editing, like how you did the Stranger Thing edit or something. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, subscribing now. Thank you so much for the subscription. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you also for coming into the stream. I know I keep pausing this video that we're watching. I just really want to keep up with chat and ensure that everybody feels seen. I want to respond to as many people as possible. Thank you so much, Neural, for this video too. I hear it's really good, and so far I am enjoying it. So thank you for those recommendations. Everybody coming in now, thank you. Just know that I appreciate that you guys are here. Not on this stream in the future. It was well done, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking that could happen because those particles always possess a physical body, so there's actual theory that Mind Flayer isn't actually dead. I've kind of wanted to see what would happen if the Mind Flayer would have taken over 11. Like, just like a portion of it, right? That would have been kind of cool. Sorry, I just want to come. No, you're all good. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, and thank you for your nice words. They do mean a lot to me. Thank you. I'm gonna try to live stream a little bit more. I do a lot of gaming live streaming for the most part, but this is also really cool too. So thank you guys for being here. Honestly, it does mean a ton.
saw and heard since you were awake. I heard.
Her bones begin to snap.
You should have seen your friends in the washing
No!
room. I had to save them too because they can't even hide properly.
Now we see the footage of Vecna meditating during the washing room scene. The demo dogs in the washing room, the explosion, and even Ted Wheeler were all illusions made by Vecna, cause he wanted her to wake up. And everyone had to be so distracted by the chaos to not even realize that Vecna was the one to let her wake up and use her as a spy. He says,
Thank you for your help, Maxine.
her bones crack, he snaps her neck, and she instantly dies in the shack,
No!
completely alone.
No!
The camera zooms out slowly. From now on, this is an audiobook, but trust me, the story only gets better from here on. So put this video in the background, listen and imagine. We switch back to Vecna, who's standing up.
Honestly, if we would have lost Max, that would have been terrible. Not because it would have not been good, but because, like, dude, she already went through hell and we just got her back and then she died. You know what I mean? L turning evil or something controlled, having to fight it. Thank you for seeing the chat and replying to us, by the way. Never seen anyone do that. No, of course. You know, I want to make sure that everybody feels seen. And again, none of the videos would have done as good as it did if it wasn't people watching them. So I really do appreciate you guys being here, honestly. They could have done so much with this, yes, but I still love the family. Could have been better though. Yeah, no, I agree. One thing that bothers me a lot about the final season is that did the Mind Flayer give Henry psychic powers, or did he already have them and the Mind Flayer realized it could use those powers as a way into our world? He would have been a great voice. Consider doing an audiobook on this. Thank you so much. I have not considered making an audiobook. I stuttered too much and I don't read faster than a 5th grader, if I'm being honest. Corpse Sniffer, by your comment, I think what happened was that because Henry before he discovered the guy in that cave did not have powers. It was up until he opened up the briefcase, got taken to Dimension X, and then taken back, because he was missing for I think 18 hours, I think it was. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but when he came back, he was different. And then that's what caused his family to move to the Creel house that we got in season 4. And then Dr. Brenner took an interest in him and then started testing him. And then when he killed his family, Dr. Brenner took him in. I think Henry was in a coma for a really long time, but his blood was being drawn out of him to conduct these experiments. If that's the way I'm understanding it, I think that's pretty accurate. But if I'm wrong, please let me know in the obviously in chat. Yes, the question they didn't answer about the stone Henry found in the briefcase. Why was it there? And that is what the spinoff is supposed to be about, everybody. I think that's what they're gonna do with the spinoff. We're gonna figure out what was up with that stone, how they even get it, and all the backstory. Vihan, that's the thing. It was in the play in London. I wish they would have released that play, dude. If they knew they were gonna take so much inspiration from the play, they could have added more scenes to it than what we got, honestly. Because I know they said that they wanted to, but at the end of the day, I didn't get enough of the play, and I didn't even go see the play. I saw New Rockstars, their channel. They made a whole video explaining what happened in the play. They basically weakened the main show for the playoff and spinoffs. Yeah, that's also a sentiment that I share. That's why it feels off. The stone was from Philadelphia experiment. It came from Louisiana. Welcome in, Bullet Build Start. Hello. Welcome in. Here, I think that makes sense. Yeah. What else? Yes, but it would have made the finale better if they answered the question there though. Season, dude, that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of potential for the show was lost when they didn't explain the origin of everything, right? I feel like if they wanted to get people hyped for their spin-offs, they could have given us way more than they did. They kept it a mystery, but because of how flat it all ended, I don't think people are interested anymore. I don't think people care that much. Like they have a huge audience. Why end it like that? Exactly. From the show, I thought that everything that happened in the cave was instant. So if the play expanded the thing, then that sucks because I got no way of seeing the play. Exactly. Check out New Rockstars' video though. I know that they made a whole breakdown of it. Hey, I'm a content creator as well. I make crush your channel without Conformity Gate and smash the subscribe button to your channel. Now we get the upside down for episode 9. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate you stopping by, homie. Thank you. My other comment was ignored. Oh wait, which one? Hold on. The stone was from Philadelphia experiment. It came from Louisiana. Hold on. Or was it one before that? I'm so sorry, Bullet. Yes, no, okay, so the stone coming from Philadelphia, yes. And I think that the play went into, they talked more in depth in the actual play about it. I can't remember if I'm being honest. But which other one, my guy? But again, the spinoff is going to revolve around that. But I know a lot of people aren't going to be interested in after the finale that we got. Can you rate the 5 seasons for us? Yeah, of course. It was before. Hold on. We'll go. Scrolling up. Here we go. There's no Mind Flayer in Stranger Things. The actual big bad is Theris Dune? Dude, hold on. I think I know what you're talking about. So sorry. Hold on. I have to look this up. Give me 1 second. I think I know what you're talking about. Yes, from the Forgotten Realms. I actually looked this dude up for a campaign that I was running. Also known as the Chain God, the Elder Elemental Eye was a long forgotten interloper god originated from Orith, who sought to destroy all that is. During the Dawn War, he created the Abyss and act for which ever inspired by the gods. He followed hope to set him free. Dude, yes. Oh my god. Thank you for bringing that up. I know people were talking about like the Thessal Hydra, and that's all cool, but Theris Dune. Thank you so much also for yeah, there's no Mind Flayer. Yes. Thank you. Sorry about that, Bullet. Sorry. I was trying to read all of them. Let's see, rate all of them. Yes, I will. Give me just 1 second. I want to catch up with everything. Turn around. Look at what you see. 11. Fake out death made me cry. Hashtag I believe. What the heck is the Shadow Mind Flayer? These fan theories are better than the show. Correct and saying, bro, I've been deep. Yeah, you have, guys. They had the audience to make this show go 10 seasons. If it was up to us, we would have wanted more than just the 5 seasons that we got. Honestly, it's a shocker that a Netflix show goes past, I think, the 2nd season. I think Netflix cancels everything at like past the 2nd season. Okay, so for me personally, if I were to rate all of the Stranger Things seasons, 1 is still my number 1. I think if they would have ended at that, it would have been perfect. Season 4 then, because we go back to form, I really do like season 4. It was the darkest season. I do like after that is 3, and then 2, and then the finale. And then the last season. Season 5 is probably not, it's my least favorite. One of my favorite childhood memories is my dad letting me skip school, rent Never-Ending Story on VHS, let me come to spend the day at his workplace, and watch near Never-Ending Story in the conference room B. I'm honestly very confused about the rating season, so I just decided to enjoy each season for what they gave us and what plot lines they explain. I love all seasons. Corpse River, that's awesome. I was still I guess again, I'm almost 30. I turned 30 this year, but I still remember VHSs, dude. VHSs were cool. I remember I was telling my sister, because she had a lot of questions. She was born in the late like late 2010. So like I was telling her that you used to have to rewind the entire movie. And sometimes when you would get it back from the video store, it wasn't rewinded. So you had to rewind it and look away because you didn't want anything spoiled for you. That concept to her was crazy. Ani, yes. Stranger Things was, I think it was, I think it has a show, it has its place up there in the top like sci-fi, sci-fi, oh my gosh, genres. Oh man, talking. Let's see here now. So Neuro, sorry, let me go back into Twitch. Neuro, now I don't think that this video is amazing or anything, but it's 10 times better than the original ending. No, so far I've enjoyed it. I like how dark the video has been so far. Holly dead. Max dead. Ted Wheeler, we don't know. So no, I still appreciate you sharing it. Thank you so much. I think the first half of season 5 is amazing. It's the only last part that was definitely, when Will gets his powers, dude, easily one of my favorite scenes in all the Stranger Things. It was so well crafted. It was beautiful. It felt earned. It was awesome. Let's see. Yes, it's the yes, 1 is the GOAT. Yes, 4 is the second best. Agree. Hugo, as an editor, I have a question to ask you. Sure. Did you find the CGI off in season 5, especially in the Abyss? It looks so CGI. So to be honest with you, I haven't worked that much with like any sort of special effects. I've used Blender here and there, and I have friends that do like 3D artists, or that are 3D artists that make scenes for different shows. Like I'm lucky enough to know a few who do that, and I've seen their work, and it's super good. So to be honest with you, sometimes it seemed a little off, but the budget definitely hit hard, because I don't know if anything seemed weird. The part that did seem weirder, believe it or not, for me, was when they were standing on the roof of the building. I feel like parts of those were CGI, right? Because everything looked so weird. But when they were like in the Abyss, and when they were in the Upside Down Dimension X, everything looked cool, and that monster looked freaking sick too. So I wouldn't say my expertise are more in like the CGI realm. Man, that'd be awesome. Mine is more like just like video production, video editing, you know, making these videos and stuff. I've used a lot of editing software, but to get into like 3D animation and all that goes into CGI is crazy, dude. Everyone liked till episode 4. Ever since that it's rushed. I think it was all illusion since we're all getting powers. I think he never got them. No, don't say that. Don't say that. I do still think that Will did have his powers. I think if that was an illusion conjured by Vecna, dude, dang. I will say him leaving Will, like, to die after that, like, I understood the purpose of it. It just felt weird that, you know, he gave Will all this whole spiel, told him his plan, and left him there, and then just left like nothing happened. I know it was because Vecna underestimated Will, and that's why he let him live. Like, he wasn't even worth his time, type of deal. But it just seemed weird. Same age as you? Sorry, are you talking to me, my guy? Are you almost 32? Did you know the Conformity Gate is fake? Welcome in, BJM. It is. Unfortunately, nothing happened, but people are still holding up hope, and that's okay. We are at the gen. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up with all these chats. We are the gen where we saw VHS and like big computers and iPods. Yep. Remember when the iPods, they only held 2 gigabytes of music? I do. And Vecna took them and created all illusions ever since. That technically was when Mike passed out, right? I think that's when Conformity Gate kind of started. That's like the start of it. But I guess season 4 would be my favorite. Okay. Season 4 was great. Genre, yes. The underground is keeping the VHS alive. Got a lot of black metal, noise, etc. VHSs, but that's besides the point. So I'll shut up and smoke more weed. No, you're fine, dude. My wife loves, like, she wants a CD player. She has cassettes. So trust me, we love that vintage. We do. Hello, I still have VHSs on the wall, but no VCRs to play them on. Go get a VCR. Go to Goodwill. They always have them at Goodwill. Volume 1 was good. Will getting powers. Yep. Same. Will definitely overcoming his trauma was insane. Hugo, what specs are your laptop? I have a desktop. I edit everything through my desktop. My specs, I could probably find those and copy and paste them. I used to have them on my Twitch, but I no longer have them. CGI sucked. I miss practical effects. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I recently watched Frankenstein, like the Del Toro version of Frankenstein, however Robin said you pronounce it. He is a very practical effect director, and it makes a plethora of a difference. Like it does significantly make the film a lot better. Not that everything he did, like there wasn't any CGI in his film, but when you look at practical versus CGI, practical all the way, dude, all of the way. Yep. CGI does have its uses. I wouldn't say that it sucks. It has its uses, obviously, but practical over CGI any day. Corpse, the lighting was off. I agree. And the upside down, the abyss was lighting looked off on characters. Was really shocked. Yes, I agree. Vecna just left. He could have killed everyone. Yes, honestly, if they make Conformity Gate, they would have made so much money. That's what I'm saying. When will companies realize that if you just give us something good, you will be overflowing with money? Yes, that would have been a crazy thing I would have seen if they actually pulled it off. With 1 hour of runtime, it was expecting the Mind Flayer to take over, possess them, and sort of off. Did you expect it to be that easy? Exactly. I was shocked that we still had 1 hour left, and I get it. It was to wrap up every character storyline, but even then, we didn't see Vicky, we didn't see Marie, we didn't see any of that, dude. Lord of the Rings trilogy is a good example of this using. Yes, such an incredible film. Me and my wife are going to go watch the extended cuts in theaters because they're doing like what is the 25th anniversary, so it's coming to our theaters and we're going to watch it. My wife is a huge Lord of the Ring fan. She has several versions of the books in the bookshelves behind me of the videos. If you've seen my videos, she has several bookshelves in our room, so we are super excited to go see it again. We've watched it several times, but I love the Lord of the Rings, and the fact that a trilogy like that has stood the test of time and still looks so good till this day is proof that if you go practical effects and you actually make a faithful adaptation of something, it will live on. Let me go look at the other chat. I think the first half of season 5 is amazing. Yes. Season 5, first half of season 5 had me. They had me. The only scene that was more epic than that would get his power was Eddie's Master of Puppets. Let's go! Heck yeah, Creep Show. That's why I love Eddie. Dude, I have to rewatch that clip at least once, like every other week, dude. It's so sick. I just saw it yesterday too. Because I needed to, man. It was so cool. I saw the video of oh my god, I forgot his name, Mr. Quinn meeting Metallica. That was cool. People in the comments have said that they want to animate this rewrite ending. I hope that happens. I still have to finish it. We're not even 7 minutes in, man. But I've just been having so much fun talking to you guys. That would be cool. Honestly, just even like an animatic of what we're hearing would be. I love my animatics. Let's see here. Okay. I think we're caught up. I think we're caught up. Sorry. And then let's see. I remember when people were convinced that Cloverfield was going to be a Voldemort film. Dude, don't remind me of that. I do remember that. I was a youngling, but I do remember the music. Good times. The orange graduation gowns felt off to me, and Mike's hair his entire time looked like Vecna. The pamphlets. If you look at the pamphlets, at when Dustin's giving the speech, the hats on there are green. So it was kind of weird. Well, and now it just didn't seem to have chemistry, to be honest. Not anymore. Millie Bobby Brown's what's it called? Like her acting was a little off this season, right? I didn't want to agree, but kind of rewatching some sequences, like she definitely had more facial expressions when she was younger. Like when, obviously playing 11, like you were mute most of the time, but she was very expressive with her face. So I don't know really. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, let's continue listening to this because I am interested.
He's still in the Mind Flayer's head, and the Mind Flayer in the smoke form is standing right behind him. Vecna says,
Max is dead.
and the Mind Flayer answers,
Perfect. But it is a shame that Harrington fell out of the van. Now we can't watch him.
He won't be a problem. Let's move on with our plan.
The camera zooms out and we see the abyss in a wide shot. There are swarms of demobats in the air, and on the ground there are hordes of demogorgons and dogs all walking around. And some of them going into the Mind Flayer base, and the bats flying into it from the top. And we can see that the base is growing bit by bit as it's absorbing the demos. So that was season 5, and now we're at the finale. And this is the
The abyss absorbing the demos would have made sense for why they weren't there. 100%. 100%.
longest part of the whole video. I completely changed most of it. In the first scene, Dr. K talks to Steve. He explains to her why they shouldn't try to stop the gang from being in the Upside Down. He tells them about Vecna and why they need to kill him. She listens in silence, but then argues with him. Steve keeps trying to convince her that they have a bigger problem on their hands than capturing 11. If Vecna's plan works, they're all dead. Now we switch to 11, who gets into the water tank in the Upside Down, just like in the show, and walks in Henry's memories with Max and Callie. Mike, Will, Dustin, Nancy, Lucas, Robin, and Joyce get into the abyss through an opening above the Hawkins lab, not on the radio tower. It's important for our story that it's actually easier accessible. Once they are in the abyss, we see that there are demogorgons, dogs, and bats all over the place. They look at this huge army and don't know what to do. But then they get spotted by a demo dog. Dustin tries to calm it down because he remembers that it worked for Dart, but the dog attacks and Vecna is alerted through the hive mind. We see a shot of him turning around and looking at where the group currently is. He sends a big flock of demobats and demogorgons their way. The group is not stupid, so they brought hairspray and lighters so that they can burn some of the monsters, but they know they don't have a chance against that army. They manage to take out the demo dog with the fire spray, but then when the army gets closer, they get together and get ready for a fight they can't possibly win. But all of a sudden, we switch back to Vecna, who gets distracted because he feels that 11 is in his mind, taking the kids now. He pulls back from watching the fight between Mike and the others and goes into the Mind Flayer base to switch back into his memories. We then see the scene where Henry tries to kill 11 in front of the kids because he thinks they're gone, but they actually see that he is the monster because Callie tricked him. And we also keep the scene where Hop is manipulated to break 11 out of the tank because of
That scene was honestly I genuinely thought that was gonna be like, it wasn't an illusion, and I mean I got fooled. I got okay. I got. But that would have raised the stakes, in my opinion, if that wasn't like Vecna tricked Hopper into shooting 11, and she was injured for a little bit of the show. Like, we would have to wait for her recovery. I feel like that would heighten, you know, the stakes. Let's see. I agree. Her acting was off. Had resting be. Sorry, excuse me. I feel like they could have made the army a redemption arc, having the military help them in the end. Yes, I was just about to say that. Then have them taken out, have hordes creatures acting. Yes, and that's where they would have. I mean, we saw that they didn't do that much against like demogorgons, but fighting off like demo dogs, even that would have been cool. Yeah, I agree. Her acting was off. Yeah, they were all kinds of theories. Yeah, smoke form. Let's see here. Head resting in the sea. Yes, I agree. Exactly. One scene to show him off. Callie hopping Vecna. Vecna has tried sight. Callie's illusions can't do anything to him. True sight. True sight. Yes, yes. I was like, tried sight. I'm like, yeah. I heard that somebody says that she got Botox. I don't know. She's so young for Botox too. I mean, again, she's an adult. She could do what she wants. But I just never see why, people do that, and that could be a reason. I don't know. No judgments here. People are saying she got Botox. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Creepshow, thank you. Yeah, and her facial expressions. Did you play Dispatch? Hello. Make you mine. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Did I play Dispatch? I have not played Dispatch. I have not. Why is it a good game? Please let me know. Yeah, so Callie helping Vecna, her having true sight is also super cool. Vecna has true sight. Callie just can't do anything to him. Yeah, for sure. That's why when she put Vecna in that, like, what's the word, like when she tricked Vecna, I would assume that Vecna would have seen past it, but she didn't. So it's another one of those things, right? Vecna's supposed to be super strong, and especially if you take like the D&D lore into play, he's powerful. I agree. A lot of women and some men too feel so much pressure to look a certain way when they look perfectly fine normally. Yeah. A Stranger Things game, high quality RPG, that would be insane. Maybe even VR. I know there is like a little VR. It's a game I think you like. Sorry if it's not related. All good. We're all just hanging out. We're all just chilling. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I've not played Dispatch so far. I played a lot of Arc Raiders, guys. I'm actually thinking of making an Arc Raiders video and why I love it, because I've been playing that so much. No judgment, but it does work by paralyzing muscles. So if she did get it, it would explain a dip in facial expression. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I get it. People kind of who grew up in Hollywood, they feel the need to do, what they have to do, and who knows, but no judgments. It's just, it is what it is. I saw that there is a category on Twitch that has a Stranger Things VR game, and I think somebody else mentioned it too. But a Stranger Things video game, it'd be cool. I want to make sure I answer to everybody. Again, thank you everybody for being here and hanging out with me today. It's pretty chill. We're probably going to keep the stream going for one more hour or so.
Just gave it a low kiss.
Hey, thank you so much for following Make You Mine. Thank you for the follow. I really do appreciate it, guys. Alrighty, so I will check it out. Who do I think the best actor in the show was? Honestly, probably in season 5, oh man, is it bad that I can't think of anyone that really stuck out to me? Because I know, like, in previous seasons, like season 1, every child actor was pretty much on it. Like, I genuinely loved every single person. Like, every single character's acting was on point. Jonathan, Joyce, oh my gosh, Winona Ryder killed it, dude. Season 5, I feel like every character was spread too thin. But if there's anybody I would pick, it would probably be Dustin's actor. I think he killed it. I think his grief that he portrayed because of Eddie was awesome. And also Steve. Like, them being in the same scene together multiple times, like, I think that acting was superb. Let's see, he was amazing. Yeah, I think Dustin definitely carried hard, and I think season 4, Max carried the show. Like, season 4, I feel like everybody was also super on it. Like, it was such a dark season that you kind of had to be like, I had no qualms with any of the acting in season 4. In season 3, Billy, dude, oh my god. Like, there's a scene that I refer to in one of my videos where I talk, it's that scene where he's stuck in the sauna because they trapped him there. They're trying to warm out, or lure out the mind flare, and his, like, crying and whimpering, his anger, dude, oh my god, he did so freaking good that entire season. Billy was probably my favorite in season 3. Those two, absolutely, yes. Max carried in season 4, returned to form for all of them. Billy was insane. He was. Mega Man, yeah, he was amazing. 100%. The Cray is really good, and he's Australian like me. Hey, let's go. Yeah, no, they're awesome. Also, I didn't know that, like, Jonathan, he's British, right? I forgot the name of his actor. I forgot his actual real name, but I thought he's also British, right? Charlie, he is. Okay, yeah. Okay. I was making sure because I feel like I barely see him in interviews, but the times that I have seen him talk, I'm like, oh, he's British. That's cool. Just like Joseph Quinn.
Vecna, so she can't be in his mind anymore. Now we switch back to Mike and all the others in the abyss. The demos are really close, running towards them, and then all of a sudden, a fire cannon shoots past them and they hear loud metal sounds. It's the military! They have fireproof armor, flamethrowers, and tanks that shoot fireballs. Steve managed to convince them. It is now an epic Lords of the Rings-like battle where a huge army of demos fights the military. There are many deaths on both sides, rapid fire and many flames. Bats take up many soldiers from above. The demos rip open the tanks and pull the people out. We have cinematic long shots of soldiers rushing through the fields, trying to get into the tanks to keep the huge weapons going. There are demos and soldiers dying left and right, and it is a huge chaos. And meanwhile, Steve gets to the gang. He can't go fast because his leg still hurts, even though it's been patched up by the military. And he goes to them and hands them armor and better flamethrower gear. Now we go back to Vecna, who's inside the Mind Flayer base. He taps back into reality and sees the whole fight outside. He has a grim expression on his face. The Mind Flayer figure appears next to him and says,
"So Harrington turned out to be a problem after all."
Vecna responds,
It doesn't matter. They will lose.
"It's time for me to end this fight."
Not yet. Let's wait till you're stronger.
we switch back.
I will say the military playing a bigger role, I would have been a better use of them. Dr. K, I have to say, weakest absolute villain of the entire show. Weakest villain. I didn't even hate her. You know, I feel like when you have a good villain on your hands, you really don't like them. But like, I don't know, she she just didn't have any charisma as a villain, and she's forgettable to the point that I forgot her name. Like, if it wasn't for this person saying it, I probably wouldn't have remembered it. But I don't know. Even oh my gosh, what was the guy who was hunting 11 in season 4? What was his name? He was more what's the word? Like, I don't know. Like he seemed more dangerous. He seemed about it, you know? Charlie, he and Natalie are married. Oh, they got married? They got married? No. Not Vecna. The military guy. Ah, my gosh. He was like a sergeant. He met with Will's doctor after Brenner. Oh, dude, I have to look it up. Yeah, I forgot his name too. He just seemed more menacing, if I'm being honest, than Dr. K. Yeah, I have it and streamed it and played it on hard. I got so hard I could never finish it, unfortunately. What was it about? Billy the Cray Montgomery, his audition tape is good. I have to look at it. It's like a top-down 90s style. Ooh, okay. Okay, I agree. Dr. K seemed like a parody. Lieutenant Jack Sullivan. Yes, thank you. Him. Millie Bobby Brown is British. Yeah, she is. She is. That I didn't know. Yeah, Lieutenant Cole. Oh my God, Colonel Jack Sullivan. Yeah. He brought something more intimidating. Like, I thought he was like the top of military everything, you know? So if the person above him, right, you can only imagine like, oh, they're gonna mean business. And then they didn't. And that was kind of disappointing. So even a redemption arc for the military would have served some sort of purpose, in my personal opinion.
Back to 11. She's out of the tank now, so she runs through the Upside Down, trying to get
Stranger
to the
Things
abyss.
3 video game.
She finds the Hawkins
I'll
lab, but
have to
sees
probably look
the
it
huge
up.
trail of military going in, so she chooses to get into the abyss by going on top of the Hawkins school. She gets in and sees the huge fight. Since she got in at a different spot, she's now behind the Mind Flayer base, and she can sneak into it and find Vecna there. He sees her and they start to fight with their powers. She can hold him off for a few seconds and do some stunts to escape his powers, but he gets her. He has her floating in the the air and throws her around inside the Mind Flayer. He chokes her with his powers and holds her up to the ceiling.
Your power is pathetic compared to mine,
He says. And he throws her out of the base and she crashes against a huge rock outside. When she sees Vecna walking towards her, she uses her powers to rip out one of the giant finger-like bones of the Mind Flayer base and throws it at Vecna. He dodges it and stretches out his hand. He chokes her and holds up his other hand, ready to impale her with it. But now, everything in the abyss starts to shake. The Mind Flayer is waking up its physical body. Vecna looks at it with a grim face and whispers to himself.
that's too early.
Because all the demos should have morphed into the Mind Flayer's body to make it as big as possible before it reveals itself. But it's still almost as huge as in the show. Everybody is shocked by this massive beast. While the Mind Flayer is standing up, Vecna tries to impale Eleven, but since they are standing on the Mind Flayer, he falls over and Eleven is free. She also falls down this beast. And Vecna is caught midair from 4 demo bats he summoned, and they hold him in the air. He's looking for Eleven but can't see her, so he vanishes in the Mind Flayer base again. And he closes his eyes. Now we're back in Vecna's mind where he is Henry. And we see the stress on his face as he walks around his house and then goes outside to search for the children. He runs through the forest with a murder stare towards the cave, just like in the show. And he struggles before he gets in because he knows what awaits him. But he also knows what's on the line, so he forces himself through it. He has many bad flashbacks and pain, but he makes it through. The kids have to flee, and they walk into the hole in the ground where we see Henry's whole backstory, where he finds the Mind Flayer stone, and now he catches the kids and puts them in a trance-like state. He drags him back to his house. Now we're back in the abyss where the fight.
Hold on, let me catch up with the chat real quick. Yeah, I forgot. It won't let me use bits here. I don't know why. Oh, I haven't set up monetization on Twitch. Admittedly, I have not been streaming for a really long time. I tried to do it like, I don't know, about a year or 2 ago, and I did have bits and everything set up, but I guess throughout just me being inactive, it just kind of stopped. Like I have to reapply and re-sign up for it. Where else do I stream? I stream on YouTube right now. I'm actually multicasting. I'm on YouTube and I am on Twitch right now. Same name, Hugo Nowhere on YouTube. But yeah, that's why I haven't really. Yeah, I just haven't set up monetization yet. And honestly, I'm so small. Like I'm just a small creator right now. So it's like, you know, I just kind of leave it as is right now. I'm just enjoying hanging out. Let me check with YouTube chat real quick. No, I can't. Once I find out they're British. Oh wait, as an American, can you tell the British actors? No. No. Tom Holland, dude, when I found out he was British, I'm like, there is no way. And then I saw an interview with him. With him switching it on and off. It's crazy, especially because I feel like one of the interviews he was getting trolled. But no, yeah. When people switch from British accents to American accent, it's crazy, dude. It is crazy. As an American, no, I can't. Once I find out they're British, I don't like that they really are. Like Dr. House is. No, you are lying. Are you serious, House? I love House MD, dude. I love that show. No, I did not know that. I did not know he was British. Squid Game and Stranger Things were meant for one season, but it feels as though they ended each badly. So season 3 Squid Games, and yeah, Squid Game would have been a really good just one-off. I do agree with that. That's also a show that I sincerely liked. I watched all of it, and I know they're planning a spin-off for it. Yeah. LMAO, it's turning into a comedy finale. I guess what Netflix is gonna be known for terrible finales. I never got into Squid Games. It's okay. I think if you watch the first season, you're golden. You understand the concept. It ends well. Yeah, it ends in a cliffhanger because obviously that we have season 2, but I think season 1 of Squid Games was expertly done. 11 is returning in Avenger Doomsday. That would do numbers on TikTok. That'd be so funny, dude. That'd be so funny. Stranger Things should be more like Twilight Zone. Yes, thank you. I'm on Rumble as well. Rumble. I've never attempted to go on Rumble. Is it good? Must admit, I didn't believe in Conformity Gate, but staying would it have been awesome. It would have welcomed in coasters. It would have been so cool. It would have been something special, but it's okay. It's okay. House, even him, coasters agree. Yeah, we all agree. Yeah. 100%. If we would have gone something, it would have been awesome. Millie is British and Vecna. Yes, dude. Also, did you know that Jamie, the person who plays Vecna, is in a freaking band? Dude has some pipes. Dude can sing. And it's like a screamo band, which I love. I love. Like, if anybody here in chat is fans of Knock Loose, Loath, you know, that type of music, I vibe with it hard. Let me go here. Okay. Cool. I feel like everything is okay on Twitch chat too. For some reason, it's telling me that my bitrate is bad. But I hope we're okay. It says it's unstable, but I hope we're still trudging along. Hopefully everything is fine. All right then. Cool. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Let's see here. So, Coaster, I don't understand why so many people were getting mad for people coming up with theories. A show spending 10 years to question everything, and that's what we did. Yes, Dr. House is a Brit. At least he got a good ending, even though it was a sad for Wilson. I am still going through this. I'm pretty far into House right now, but I haven't finished it. Norma Jean, I just seen Max from Stranger Things doing a country song on YouTube. Country song? What? I know she's like a singer. I know she and Mia Hawke have released music. I didn't know it was country. Oh, guys, I have not seen Avatar 3. Should I watch it? Dude, I can see you clear on. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you for confirming that. It's just for some reason I'm getting like a weird bitrate thing. I don't know what that's about. It's easier to get views, but harder to get followers. Oh, okay. I know I've also tried streaming on Kick. I don't understand why people are getting mad either. Like I said, I didn't believe in those theories, but it was fun. Plus, theories were better than what we got. Yeah, I've never understand that either. I got a few comments in my latest video that I posted, just my final thoughts on it, and I don't know, people seem to be like so fast to point the finger at something, but we weren't doing anything. Like, I don't think the worst thing that we did, and I'm gonna feel like a broken record, the worst thing that we did was just hope that a show that we all been watching for 10 years, or even if you haven't, right? All we did was just hope for a better ending. Like, that's it. And we just shared theories amongst each other, and that's all we did. Like, we weren't causing harm to anybody. We weren't forcing people to believe. We were just excited about a different reality. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I don't know. I think if people get upset over it, it's more on them, right? It's more a reflection of their character than it is of ours. I just, you know, treat everybody with respect and kindness, and just kind of move on. Agree. Conformity Gate was more entertaining than the actual finale to me. It's okay to make theories. It's fun. So what? I agree. We knew it would not happen, but we expressed hope of how cool it could be. Yep. Facts. It was. I believe Vecna won still. What's up, Ducky Play? Welcome in. Yes. After everything that we've seen, I think that the ending, as ambiguous as it was left, a lot of signs point to Vecna taking that W. Yeah, it really made me think it was an ARG. I was excited. Let's see, Creepshow. I just love seeing everybody being like, you were all wrong, because when it turns out we were onto something, they're gonna have to admit they aren't as big of a fan of the show as they thought, you know. Dude, there's a creator, somebody commented on the community post that I made. I'm gonna go on it right now. Let's see, hold on, give me 1 second here. I made a post yesterday just kind of reminding people of my stream today, and somebody did comment. Who was it? Oh, Shurs Sabala, if you're in here, shout out to you. They told me to follow this person by Nigabi, at Nigabi. Apparently they keep posting. They're keeping Conformity Gate alive. But I also commented there's another creator by the name of at Clean Slate Kate, who has a theory that we did not get. What's the word? Like, we did not get release date. Like I said, January 7th was more of a fan-made thing than anything. But if in like 3 months we actually get something, where I hope those Conformity Gate haters are ready. You know, it's not that probable, but it's something to think about. So if you guys want to check them out, I think you should. It's a good time. I really dislike how the larger figures are taking this. Big YouTube creators such as Johnny Razors and Moist Critical are being like, you're all clues leave by anything. Yeah, I did see Charlie's video. Honestly, I don't like hate Charlie. I in this video, you know, he did say it would have been cool too if we ended up getting something better than we did, but at the end of the day, you know, it wasn't. I don't know who Johnny Razor is, if I'm being honest. Maybe I've seen him in passing, but I can't put a face to his name. The only person I know most of all is just Most Critical. I'm still a fan of his, if I'm being honest. He's entitled to his opinion. It's fine, you know. They're not gonna rain on my parade. Let's see here. Yes, I agree. Only theory I believe is that the divorce caused the season 5 mess. The ex-wife was definitely the driving force. Yes. Josh, welcome in. Thank you so much. I do 100% agree with that take. I think that somebody was in the background. In this case, I do believe it was Ross Stuffer's ex-wife who really made an impact on the show. And Fear Street, she's the director and screenwriter of Fear Street, which is a show that are a series that I also want to talk about and discuss in more videos. So I'm really excited about that. They accidentally made it seem like the Mind Flayer took over and made it look idyllic and too easy. Once the characters in the show were speculating on Eleven's death, I knew there was going to be no episode 9, especially with all the commercials and promos that they did. What a weird collab. Like, I know that Netflix owns the WWE, but like, what a weird Netflix times times Stranger Things collab. And then that person holding the mic, wake up, Mike, wake up. Shaking my head. If Vecna won, maybe there doesn't need to be another episode. Maybe that's just the end. And that's what I also think. If all roads, right, all theories kind of have a similar thread, is the fact that Vecna won. You know, we got the Mr. What's It board game in both Hopper's cabin and in Mike's basement. You know, things like that are really out of place that were meant for us to catch. Vecna definitely might have actually won. And they even had WWE Stranger Things episode with no actors from the show after the final show. Huh? They had an episode? I didn't know that. As someone who works in animation and am familiar with TV level production, I don't think it's all coincidences. There are so many eyes on every stage of production and revision. Thank you so much for saying that, dude. I've been seeing a lot of people who work in the industry saying the same thing. So because you guys are saying it, and obviously like there's just so much there's just so much proof to the contrary. What are we left to believe? It makes no sense to create 2 alternate versions of a prop and accidentally put in the wrong one. Thank you. Continuity. There has to be people on sets in charge of continuity, right? Like, I'm not crazy. Like, that's an actual thing. Like, people have to see these things and okay it and like greenlight it. Unless like the production of Stranger Things was like the laziest thing ever. I don't know. I just felt bad. I just felt the post finale Duffer Bro interviews made it seem like that, i.e. that they didn't think deeply. Kira, did you think the finale had bad lighting? It's so funny. Also, they had the lore keeper on staff to keep continuity. Yes, they needed to. They needed to have some. I don't feel like they did. William, hello, welcome in. I think it's a couple due to the ending being trash. I think it's cope due to the ending being trash. That too. It is cope. I'm not gonna deny. I am sipping on that copium still. Yeah, Raw Cross Stranger Things episode was this past Monday. Like, I saw the clips. I don't know if there was was nobody from the actual cast there. Let me go ahead and catch up on the Twitch chat real quick. Sorry. It feels like they're being idiots when you look at the odds of all of these things showing up are so small. It's more crazy not to think it means nothing. I think it takes more faith to not. Sorry, hold on. I think it takes more faith to not believe that something is happening than to just have faith that something is happening because of all of the proof. You know, the proof is in the pudding, per se. The guy who invented the meme, the Waffle House has a new host. Wait, hold on. Oh no, I don't know who that is. That does not sound familiar. I really don't know who Johnny Razor is. Maybe I'll look up a picture of him right now. What I dislike the most about the ending is how it flanderizes and completely misrepresents the party. Yes, Mike ends up like his dad. Yes, Nancy quit college. Yes, Dustin ended up conforming and becoming a longtime educator. Max breaks stuff now when she gets angry. Robin is now wearing tons of girly stuff despite always being much more of a tomboy. I didn't quite notice that, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, again, I think that was the whole point of Conformity Gate too. People just kind of conformed that they were just going to be one thing. I mean, Mike becoming a writer, that ultimately does make sense. You know, he is a dungeon master. I'm a dungeon master myself too. You know, I have a ongoing D&D game for 2 years, which I'm the DM of. It's actually every single Friday. So a little bit later in the evening, I will be, you know, at my friend's house playing D&D. So that kind of makes sense, you know. That does make sense. Dustin, I was imagining something with more to do with, like, you know, science or something like that. Is that all of us? Let's see. Okay, yes. So I did. Okay. I am caught up. Let's see. It was used as a piece of evidence for Conformity Gate. After all, Vecna would only know Robin as he would all girls, and they weren't many tomboys back in 1950s America. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Although I don't remember seeing Robin dress more. I thought her fit went hard when they're standing on the roof. I think I like that fit. Let's see. Let's go see YouTube. And there are so many plot holes, William says, and there's so many plot holes and errors that have been there since season 2. Yeah, I don't think not as many as what we got, though. I think the lighting's better than season 3. The lighting and the color grading for season 3 was nostalgic for me, and I'm not even from the 80s. Like, I loved it. Also, do you guys remember Alexi from season 3? That's another character that I really freaking liked. My boy, all he wanted was a corn dog. That's all he wanted. And Duke got shot. What the heck? Can you imagine Lucas throwing some gasoline water balloon at the mind flare and then using shotguns at it when it was a Godzilla level monster? It just felt too easy. Yeah, that mind flare caught on fire relatively quickly. When you look at the plot holes from the hero's perspective, they're mistakes. But when you look at them from Vecna's perspective, they make sense. Yo, Ducky, that was... I do like that. like a lot. Will and Al seemed more like friends in season 5. I just feel like... Wait, Will and Al seemed more like friends in season 5. I just feel they had more sort of connection as kids growing up, but as adult, it just felt like Al was friends on him. Will and Al seem more like... Are you talking about Mike? Mike and Al? I have seen anyone say this, but Mike had a flare gun. What are they used for? And missed the other comment again. No, I'm so sorry, Bullet. I'll go back up. Is it they have a lore keeper on staff to keep continuity, or hold on? literally made me think it was an ARG. I was excited. Replying to Coast. Is that the one you were referring to, Bullet? The characters have been quite flanderized and out of character since season 3. See, season 3, we definitely it was how do I describe them in season 3? I don't know. I think season 3 was still pretty good in terms of characterization. There's nothing that I look at and see, you know, that I was too unhappy with. I.e., they do hire a lore keeper. I love the Lexi. What's up, Dark Wolf? Is it true they cut timer 2-hour episodes in this chapter even possible? Well, the Duffer brothers say that it's not. Okay. But every production cuts parts of their their show. It's just a part of it, you know? I was born in 1986. Right on. We're 10 years apart. Right on. I was born in 1996. So I know you were like 4 by the time the 90s hit, but like, was it nostalgic also for you too? Because again, I was born in the late 90s, but even then, just like season 3 made me feel extremely nostalgic for the 80s, and I'm not even from that time period. That was a sad death. Do you remember Alexi car scene? I do. Sending season 4 ending on an apocalypse cliffhanger. Season 5 then skateboarding over the crack. The army build. Yup. I just didn't see the population reacted like people would normally. Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, in one of like my first videos on this, I wish we would have seen how the town reacted. I wouldn't assume they would have just been like, yeah, okay, yeah, take over, military. I mean, people may have been more patriotic. No, I don't think people were that patriotic in the 80s because of, the Cold War and Vietnam and all that. Sorry, Mike. I meant Mike. Okay. No, it was about Vecna winning. Okay, hold on. Can I look through comments by people? Can I go to... Oh, hold on. Can I do this? It was about Vecna winning. I've seen anyone say this. Is it about the flare gun? Those are the only ones that popped out. Can you please retype it? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Bullet. I'm so sorry. Mike didn't even tell 11 he loved her. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Why didn't she do that? That's so weird. There were no emotion in the finale, but in season 4, way more emotion, way more stake. It just felt like the plan was better. I think the main problem was the secondary characters. They had to build the secondary characters, and it took away from the main characters. Just too many characters. Yeah, no. There's a certain point where you have to stop introducing all these sideline characters that we spend a majority of our time with. Like, not that I hated any of the kids in season 5, but at the same time, because they were pretty much the focus of the season, we didn't really get to spend that much time with the main group of cast that we've been through with this throughout this entire adventure. I miss the original TMT cartoon and Power Rangers and all that stuff. Dude. Original TMNT. And the original TMNT movies with the bodysuits? Heck yeah. Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell, yeah. I didn't get fully into Saved by the Bell, but I've heard a lot about it. Fox 5 Kids Block. I remember, oh my God, what was it? Four kids, I think it was 4 kids. I find it weird the party was allowed to just walk away when they gunned down like 30 soldiers. I was just about to touch base on that. I just feel as though if it was a huge crack up here, people would just be in a panic. Oh, 100%. Their entire town blew up, dude. They included too many characters instead of deepening the ones we have, spreading them too thinly. I like Derek, but yeah, Derek was cool. Okay, let's see. Also, graduation gowns being orange wasn't really compelling by being the same color as prisoner jumpsuits. True, but more due to the colors being in graduation colors back when Vecna was in school instead of green colors. If they would have been green. Oh, that's would have been better. Also, I'm biased because green's my favorite color. Not gonna lie, I kind of love the chaos. Yeah, I love the chaos of season 3. I think season 3 was pretty good. Okay, sorry guys. Give me one moment. I'm gonna go on a quick bathroom break. I'm gonna go now real quick. I'm gonna stream till about 1:30. Like 1:40. It is 12:56 for me right now. So thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate just chatting with all of you guys. I'm gonna go ahead again. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. And then I'll see if we continue this little video because I am interested. If not, I'll definitely continue watching this. I'm having too much fun just talking to you guys and just hanging out. So give me 1 second. Okay, I will be right back. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm back. How's everybody? I kind of let's see if I could just catch up on a bunch of these chats real quick. I remember this. It's 1857 London. Thank you, Hugo, for the stream. Of course. Thank you guys for being here. I cried for the wrong reasons when 11 told Hopper she not his daughter, Sarah, that died. Oh, yes. And I do like, I mean, to an extent, right? I did like that she was like, I am not Sarah. Like, you know, just I can make my own decisions type of thing. I did like that. I think there was a point to that. Ducky, I'm just saying, before volume 2 came out, they posted 1 scenes from episodes video per day leading up to volume 2. Now they're doing it again. The last one will be on the 10th documentary is on. Okay. Let's see here. They have been posting a lot. Chris, I do agree. I think Elle was doing it differently to make Hopper not be connected to her and make her death easier. Yeah, I think that's a way to look at it, but I also think that Jane wanted individuality as well, you know, because obviously she knew Hopper's past, and I guess in a way it was like to reassure her, you know, reassure him. The 12th, the day 11 is a mystery. Okay. Doug, honestly, the Duffer Brothers post-final interviews made me realize they didn't think deeply about the show. Who was like her father when Hopper was talking to Mike at the end? You could tell Hopper knew she was still alive. Call it a father's intuition. That was the issue. They didn't think about it. They should have ended it like Batman. Hey, yo, there you go. Just what? Hopper's gonna go to Hopper was gonna go to Enzo's, and you just see 11 on the other side, kind of raising a little glass of something. I don't know. At least Hopper himself, just a smile or nod and no talking, bro. The way it stung when Hopper to have the huge emotional speech with Al to fight for a better future, only for her to be sidelined, was a borderline criminal ending for her. Yeah. Oh, that speech was so good too. That speech was awesome, and seeing Al moving on maybe with someone else, I agree, even if the leg or something. Welcome back. Thank you. If the videos end on the 10th, the documentary is on the 12th. What is day 11? Oh, I see. Dude, I don't know. That's that. I see what you're saying now. I have no clue. Probably just like, I don't know, like actually maybe what if it's just like a sneak peek of the documentary. I can see that. I feel like MatPat, I'm so glad you said this, because I feel like if MatPat was still on YouTube, and I haven't checked Film Theory in a really long time, I think he would make a video on it. I think he'd make a video breaking all of this down. I think that'd be awesome. All right, let's see. Go back to Twitch real quick. Also the fanmade ending, Steve talking to Dr. K is a callback to when he interacts with the Soviets. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Same with his general interaction with the military. MatPat got Callie coming back, right? MatPat Gate 2026. I wish Mike and 11 got to have their fantasy ending and Mike took her to those 3 waterfalls. I do like that. What we saw though in the end, there was only 2 waterfalls, right? But I know she passes one on the way to get to those 2 waterfalls. I checked for sure. They have nothing yet. Dang it! If MatPat was still here, he would have done it 100%.
Is going on. The Mind Flayer in the form of this gigantic beast walks around the battlefield, and we see Mike and Will actually find 11 on the side of the battlefield. She has a tear in her eye and she tells them she can't beat Vecna. Mike says, "There's another problem." 11 responds,
What problem?
so Mike tells her,
You know, we hope that Will was separated from the Hive Mind's pain when he got his powers, just like when he broke Vecna's leg and didn't feel any pain. But he wasn't separated. Whatever you did to it, Will was breaking down on the floor, screaming, feeling every bit of pain.
so now they all know that if Vecna and the Mind Flayer die, Will is gonna die with them. Now back to
There's also a good point. I do think Will could have died or should have died. That would have made sense.
the battle. 4 military helicopters made it through the opening into the abyss. Dustin and Steve managed to sneak onto one of them, but as soon as the soldiers in it notice that they are there, they drop him off on top of one of the mountains next to the Mind Flayer. Once they're out, the helicopter flies off again, and just a few seconds later the Mind Flayer catches it mid-air with its mouth and bites it in half. killing everybody inside.
Hey!
So Dustin and Steve start throwing some of the explosives and flame grenades onto the Mind Flayer. It doesn't hurt the Mind Flayer, but since they're throwing right at the head, Vecna can't stand still and can't concentrate. So Vecna leaves his own mind again and looks at them. He walks back into the head of the Mind Flayer and opens a part of its skin. He rips it open and says,
It's time. Go kill them.
the camera slowly pans to what he just freed from the Mind Flayer's skin. It's Eddie. He's in a vampire's body. He looks pale and blue in the face. He looks at
This is the theory. This is the theory that I heard about Eddie coming back as like a zombie slash vampire because of Strahd at the very end. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. But he did it in a joking way, saying that, nah, I don't think anyone, even Netflix, is desperate. Wait, did MatPat? When did he theorize this? If you don't mind me asking. Sorry, excuse me. Let's see. I checked film theory. Do you think the cast and the Duffer Brothers realized the backlash of the finals? Yes. You cannot hide from the fandom, if I'm being honest. I feel like they know, and I feel like they tried to address it. Why would they cut half of the filmed footage? That makes no sense. Every episode is halved. I don't think it's like halved, because that would imply that each episode is like 3 hours long. I think what happened was that maybe they had an additional like 30 to 40 minutes, maybe, that they had to cut because of, I don't know, Netflix standards. But I feel like that was the whole point of streaming. Like, you could get away with not cutting as much. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know. And again, Duffer Brothers are just being weird about it. They're like, we didn't cut anything. We didn't cut anything. There's no alternate ending. But like, come on. You have to cut some stuff, you know? Israel, they must they must realize that, but do they care? That's the question. They only care about their payday. They got paid, dude. They got absolutely paid for the last 5-10 years of their life. And I feel like if they would have wanted more money, or like they just wanted, like, if that was the only thing that they cared about, right? Just make a good series finale so people get hyped about your sequels and your spin-offs. Eddie comes back and it's like, I've seen Stranger Things before. It's Eddie time. It's morphin' time. That'd be pretty crazy. They posted runtimes. They were over 2.5 hours per episode. Can I see, please, if you have like a link to it? I think I remember sending my sister like a TikTok of the leaked runtimes, but I'm not necessarily sure how accurate that was now. But if you have it though, I would love to see it. Chris got good point. Did anyone notice in Jimmy Fallon's interviews they focus more on the next steps for the characters and not the show itself? I did not, if I'm being honest. I did not. Hold on, I'm gonna click on this video real quick.
And a spin-off where an emotionally...
Oh, okay. Give me a second. Let's minimize this. Let's add this over here. I hope everybody could see. One moment. Okay, cool.
Scarred adult 11 travels the world getting up to psychic shenanigans in the waning years of the Cold War? Yep, seems like a pretty safe bet to me. Or, you know, I could be completely wrong and they just decide that they're gonna bring back that long-lost sister of hers from that one random episode in season 2. Nah, I don't think anyone, even Netflix, is that desperate. But hey, that's just a theory. A film theory.
Well, guess what? They were. They were desperate. Did he know? I don't think so. I just he's so good, dude. He was so good. He was such a pillar for me on YouTube when I first got on the internet. That's crazy.
Vecna and nods at him. Then he jumps out of the Mind Flayer and lands on top of the mountain right in front of Steve and Dustin. They stare at him for a second. They can't believe it. Dustin has a tear in his eye and asks, Eddie? But then, before anyone can react, Eddie sprints towards Dustin, aiming for his neck with his sword.
No!
Then Steve jumps in front of him, dodging the sword with his shield and screams, "That's not
with
Eddie!"
his baseball
and behind
bat.
the shield, we hear Eddie say in his normal, calm voice, It's me, Henderson. Steve lowers his shield a bit, and we see Vampire Eddie's pale and blue face again. He mimicked Eddie's voice. Steve pushes him back with his shield. Eddie falls over and we can't see his face for a second, while he says again in his calm voice, "I'm not gonna run this time, Henderson." Then he turns around and we see his face again, while he launches at Steve, hitting his shield with his sword. They keep on fighting and Dustin is standing there shocked with tears in his eyes. He doesn't know what to do. Now we're back in the middle of the battlefield with Robin, Joyce, Jonathan and Lucas, and they're using their flamethrowers against Vecna's army. There's a huge fight and you can imagine it like the worst battlefield ever in a sci-fi type setting. And then all of a sudden a whole flock of Demobats flies towards them, and it picks up Joyce and flies away towards the Mind Flayer's head. Then the same happens to
that'd be
Will.
crazy.
They pick him up and fly away. 11 is shocked and gets back up. The camera follows Will and Joyce into the Mind Flayer's head, and the bats drop him right there in front of Vecna. He looks at them and says,
Hello, Joyce and William. I have been awaiting you.
Now we're back to the military. Dr. K is there with all of them, and her generals tell her that they don't have a chance. The Demogorgons are too many and too powerful. Each one of them takes out like 5 soldiers even though they're using their flamethrowers. The Demos don't care if they die in the process, because the hive mind tells them to go full in and sacrifice themselves to kill all the soldiers. Now the camera follows Murray and Hopper in the Upside Down. They're setting up the explosives on top of the Hawkins school, and they finish it while having a talk about how Hopper is scared that 11 might sacrifice herself in the Upside Down. Now we're back at Dustin and Steve's fight with...
Hold on, but oh, my headset. Okay, before we continue, I have a thought, and I don't know if I haven't seen anybody mention it yet. You know how when 11, Murray, and Hopper were on the roof, and 11 had a plan to jump from rock to get to Dimension X? They didn't show us that. You know how awesome it would have been to have a scene of 11 jumping from like rock to finally break through Dimension X? It just kind of cut to a giant boulder hitting the Mind Flare in the face. But I'm like, bro, I felt robbed that didn't show us how she got up there. That would have made the whole training thing that she was doing kind of worth it, no? Do you play game consoles? I play PS5. I don't anymore. I only play on PC. I kind of got rid of a lot of my game consoles. But again, it's literally just my PC in the moment. Back to Twitch. Did he know the new Theorist team is pretty good too? Honestly, to be honest, I haven't really given them a chance. I haven't really given them a chance, but I might just have to. Nobody will ever truly replace Matt Pet. Yeah, but I don't think they should focus on replacing Matt Pet. I think they should just do their own thing, and build their own fan base that way. I mean, he laid the groundwork for them. So, and if they're doing a good job with it, that's awesome. That's honestly good to hear. But yeah, did anybody else find that like weird? We just didn't get that scene. What's up, Captain Rex? They should have started season 5 where season 4 ended. Yes, 100%. We didn't need a time skip. We got 2 time skips in season 5, the beginning and the end. Both, I believe, were 18 months. What's that about? I wanted to see what happened, even if it was dedicated to an entire episode where they had to do like, months by months, like skipping around the story months at a time, and us seeing that would have still been better than what we initially got. I thought about that too at the time. Why didn't they change the color of the liver if it was a mistake? Of the lever, you mean? I mean, they sorted the Under Armour symbol mistake on Holly's shirt. Yep, so they could have fixed it, but they didn't. What if the time skip between season 4 and 5 is when they went into trance and all of season 5 is fake? We got fooled. Honestly, they had an all-out apocalypse for season 5. It was all there. It makes this action-packed emotion intense go deeper into the main cast. They had 480 million in post-COVID in 3 years. No, they had a lot of time. To go back into the whole why didn't they fix the lever? That is another, like, if you want to, like, just say it was just continuity, and like people, the people that were seeing these to like revise the episodes before they were released, they just kind of didn't care, they didn't catch it. Like that in itself is weird to me, right? Especially when the show makes a point that, hey, you know, the circle of the what was that thing called again? I don't know what it's called. You know what I'm talking about, that like kids playground toy, right? If the color in the center wasn't the correct one and Holly noticed it, and then you show us a lever that is not the lever we saw at the start, people are going to question it. So, you know, I don't know. It's definitely weird. Exact times. What do you mean, Bullet? Exact times. Honestly, they had on still streaming, my guy. You go, hey Bobby, welcome back. Yeah, the merry-go-round. Thank you. What is up, my guy Bobby? Thank you so much for coming back. I mean, Max told us to look out for mistakes. Holly notices something in the wrong. No, exactly. So the lever plays into that same thing. I don't know how Stranger Things go from a scary horror show to an action movie thriller. Merry-go-round. Yes, this is. Thank you so much. Yes, merry-go-round. Thank you. What if Netflix is to blame for season 5 and not Duffer Brothers? It's possible that Netflix giving them enough time to write the finale. Maybe it's not all on them, is what I mean. No, I mean, I feel like so much goes into production. I mean, how many things, like, I think of Bleach and Jujutsu Kaisen, if you guys read manga, you know, or watch anime, how rushed the ending feels like. A lot of the time is pressure from not the creators themselves, but the people above them. But the thing is, with season 5, like, I feel like they had a really long time, dude. They had a really long time enough that the actors who play the kids were supposed to believe they're in high school, but they don't necessarily look like they're in high school anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think overall, everybody who holds some sort of blame, you know, it was Netflix and it was the Duffer Brothers, and at the end of the day, I think that's just kind of what we just have to think, because yeah, I don't think it was only on the Duffer Brothers. It could have been Netflix too, but I don't know. You know, they have contracts for a reason. Bobby says, I'm holding out hope that the doc is actually the secret episode. That would be epic. Yep. In the same way that was it the 7th film of Nightmare on Elm Street was kind of all what's it called, it was Freddy infiltrating the real world. That would be cool. Sono, thank you so much. Merry-go-round. Yes, thank you. I think there's a little bit of a delay in the stream. I do apologize about that, but I appreciate you guys for being here nonetheless. Don't stop believing. Hold on. Hold on to that feeling. Don't stop. All right, I'm gonna stop there before I get a copyright strike. Crazy thing is that oh my god, I can't read. Crazy thing is that actually parallels to something. Yes, exactly. Hi from India. What is up? What is up? Yo, it's so crazy. We had somebody from Germany earlier here today. I hope you're still here. That's awesome. Thank you. Welcome from India. That's so crazy, dude. People from Germany, India, awesome. This all bringing us together. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it. If there's glitched in the documentary and Vecna starts infiltrating the real world like Freddy did, that'd be cool. There's no DW. I was just attempting to be fun. You got me. Chapter 9, The Upside Down. That would have been cool. The show Holly was watching in the memory with her friend in the basement when it was raining outside. Yep, that show was watching as opposed to the end where people to the end somewhere, but the ending of the show was an illusion. Yeah, they were watching Nightmare on Elm Street. And also, what movie were they advertising at the end of the, like, when they were the last hour, they panned up to one of the theaters showing something, and it was one of the Indiana Jones movies that was supposed to be the last movie, but then it wasn't. There was also that, dude. What the heck? I wonder if the ST dubs are good. I wonder if the Stranger Thing dubs. What do you mean by dubs? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Here, because we're talking about the glitch. By the way, Neural, I do appreciate the video, and I'm almost wrapping up here in like the next 20-ish minutes. I did want to show real quick that like Batman Arkham scene. So because I keep thinking about it, and it would let's see, what's it called? Scarecrow. Oh, audio dubbed. Is it this one? It has to be, right? Let me see. No, it's not that. Oh, also, I just realized my headset's off. Nobody else should replace my KK. Let's see, Duffer, please. I'm still waiting for it to be explained. How will communicated using the lights? Wait, hold on. I think I missed something. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I wonder if. Oh, showing you dubs. The dubs. Oh, okay. Thank you. I heard the one in Spanish was pretty good. I'm trying to see if I can find it. And the next show is from a documentary. Other languages. And the next season of the show was informal documentary. Yep, just like in the Nightmare Mouse Shoot. That, I mean, I'd be down for it. Duffer, please. I'm still waiting to be explained how it would be communicating with the lights. I think we saw that more in season 4 as well. Whenever there's like a power source, it creates these particles in the air. And whenever you like, if somebody has a light on, let's call it the material plane. Let's use D&D planes, right? So our plane of existence, right? If somebody is using a light, like the light behind me, in the upside down, instead of it being a light, it's like these particles that are kind of floating. And if you touch those particles, you are able to make the light in the material plane shine. So I think when Joy strung up the lights in her living room, Will was at his house, but in the upside down, and he saw where the particles were and where his mom put the letters, and he was just communicating in that regard. Oh, here we go. This is what it's reminding me of. Wait, I think this might be a new one, but yes. And then we thought that we had to restart the game because our game crashed. Does anybody remember that? Like, I don't know why, but it definitely just reminded me of this. And then like we got the perspectives changed. It's the Joker in the Batmobile, and it's Batman who's getting taken to the madhouse, to the you know, I don't know. It was a nightmare sequence, but I can't help but keep thinking about that creep show. The video on Jimmy Fallon, the words used were you're at the light, and then after that he said, "Save your energy because tomorrow it begins." Yes. And before that, both Jimmy and Jamie said that 11 is alive. I wonder what the light is referencing. I can't even begin to tell you, my guy. Let's see here. Duffer, please. I'm still waiting for Beyond to watch it. I'd watch it in Japanese. That'd be cool. Are my chats not appearing? I legit thought it crashed. Yes, I see them. Bullet. Hold on. Did I do it again? I'm looking. Okay, hold on. Are you? I saw exact times, and then are my chats not appearing? And then did you see the one about the X account? I did not see that, Bullet. But I don't know what the other one is. I to me, I only see those that I just read out loud. So can everybody in chat see Bullet's chats? Please let me know. I'm not trying to ignore them, I swear. I swear. But do you mind just repeating them? Which chats? I hate when people say we are mental and need therapy for being this delusional, but what's really delusional is thinking the finale was good and acceptable. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, I don't like when people throw out like psychosis just kind of like that. I don't know. It kind of seems insensitive to those who actually have psychosis, because I hear it's a very scary thing. I don't agree that all, you know, people who say that, I feel like, I don't know, it just reflects more on them than it does on us. Like, we're just having fun at the end of the day. That's all that matters. Like, the worst thing we ever did was just have hope for the show, and that's okay. What is the X account though? Is there a link that I could click? I would love to click it, please. I had people say, let's see, the finale was awful. It was for the fan base to also just hope was fair too. Yeah, no, I agree with all these sentiments, guys. I genuinely do agree with all these sentiments. I think because we love the show so much, we just wanted a really good ending. That's it. We wanted the Breaking Bad treatment, if I'm being honest with you guys, and I don't think we got that, and that's okay, kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the chat real quick. Sorry, I just want to make sure. For some reason, I keep getting an alert from Twitch that my bit rate is a little wonky. So hopefully you guys watching, it's okay for both YouTube and Twitch. I hope that the Duffers should pull out a stunt like a Nightmare on Elm Street. That would be another level. 100%. Rip Will storyline. Yeah. Let me see if I could watch. Give me 1 second. Let me look it up. Just there's one video that I saw yesterday. It's not that long. It's what's it called? Why Stranger Things 5 probably won't be good. Is this one right here? Yeah, I just watched this yesterday.
Building a car. Yeah.
It was 3 years ago, and some of the comments. Hopefully, you guys could see it. And some of the comments are, "Bro felt it in his neck 3 years ago." Let's see. Am I ever getting married? Tell me. It's like the Duffer Brothers saw your video and be like, "Let's prove him right." He even predicted the new dynamic duo, Will and Robin. They called him a madman. Like all of these. Hold on, let me see if I could go.
Spawn out of this idea. Actually, here's a better question. What perspectives spawn out of this idea? What are all the stances a person could have on a disappearance? Well, if the investigation drags on for long enough, I'd say you're going to get two. Give up and move on with life, or keep searching in hopes that you can still find them. So this kid could have a mother that's a good candidate for the obsessively hopeful character, and a sibling, a young person who still has a lot of life to live and would probably rather move on. And I guess there's a police officer involved, right? Because it's a missing persons case, and that police officer would naturally fall in the middle of the spectrum because he really wants to believe her, but he also has to think rationally and do his job. But stress builds as time goes on, and the two camps become more and more at odds, and the cop has to choose to either go off the deep end with her or call it quits. And we can add more details to make this conflict as intense as possible. The cop and the mom are old friends. Check. The cop lost his own child, so the idea of saving hers is redemptive, but it also brings back memories he'd rather forget. Hope doesn't come easy for him. Check. And now we have three characters orbiting a single premise plus one deadbeat dad for good measure, representing the full scope of emotions that come with it. They have the potential to generate extremely poignant drama, and over the course of a beautiful season of television, they do. And at the end, the kid gets found. The soul of the story is revealed. It's deeply gratifying and... What? A we could pair him up with the orphan girl from the other plot line. Yeah, that would make sense. Daughter figure and oh shit. Okay, well let's say they can. Yeah, they oh yeah, they need something to do. The big challenge of sequels, I would argue, is keeping all of the characters relevant. When you construct characters to serve a specific function in the narrative, they feel real and necessary. But when you pluck them out of that story and stick them in another one, well, you're making a boat out of car parts. Sometimes.
Yeah, so that point, I really want to emphasize what he says there. When every character has a job to do and they have a responsibility, it makes them a lot better. Every single character in season 1, I believe, served a purpose, like a genuine purpose, and that's why season 1 is one of the best seasons. And I feel like because of the amount of people that we got in season 3, in season 4, in season 5, especially the last one where we had so many unnecessary people, they could just cut and it would be the same thing. It lost. It just lost. It just, you know, it lost in this characterization. And that sucks because it feels like these people are wasting screen time when that could have been given to somebody else. We watched the show for 10 years and they are upset with the ending. How horrible are we for investing all that time? Hello, we're not delusional. I agree. Yeah, Game of Thrones, but no one said we were delusional then. I don't get it. Yeah, Game of Thrones. I don't know. Game of Thrones was, if I remember correctly, it was like generationally hated. I don't know. I guess, what's the word? It's like, I don't want to say Game of Thrones was bigger than Stranger Things, but maybe it was, especially because it was airing on like network TV. I think that's what made it worse. Theory: the symbolism is the number 7. 7 pairs with 11. Vecna goes to 7-Eleven. Hey Ducky, what do you know that we don't know, buddy? Huh? Suspicious. Yeah, season 1 was amazing. It just hooked me. It hooked everybody. Actually, how do you mind checking this out at some point? Yeah. Let me see. I could
I know I haven't talked about it on the channel before.
What is it? Painful Death? Yeah.
Look, it's not like
dude, I love hour long. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. I will check this out. It's gonna be in my history. I'll definitely will check this out. Thank you so much. If you guys have any more like these types of videos, send them my way. I love these types of videos.
The drop in relevance is drastic. Like Jonathan and Joyce were written perfectly in season 1 because their conflict was about Will being missing. Just watching this teenager try to hold it together while shopping for an affordable coffin because his mom refuses to plan the funeral is like, holy shit. But in season 2, when Will is no longer missing, what do they have? They both love him, yeah, of course, but that isn't the plot. It doesn't have teeth like their season 1 arc did. And now we have to find things for them to do. Goodfellas has a perfect cast of characters, each of which encapsulates certain perspectives and emotions pertaining to the mob life. The allure, the danger, the paranoia, the insincerity, all intertwined in a beautiful tapestry about one specific thing. They're relevant to the premise. They're not just unconditionally good characters. They're
relevant
good
to the
characters
premise.
in this specific movie, in Goodfellas. They would not be good characters in Spy Kids 3D. That movie has nothing to do with the mob. Which begs the question, how can a sequel be good?
I love Spy Kids 3D.
It's notoriously very hard. It helps if you didn't tie up your plot in a nice bow the first time around. You get some loose ends to play with, some unanswered questions, but the character problem is still a bitch and a half, and I don't think there's one right answer. Aliens, the director's cut, is probably my favorite sequel ever, but it couldn't have been a particularly tricky nut to crack. You have one character at the end of the first movie. One. She goes into cryo sleep, and now the world is your oyster. You get to change it and add new key players and basically optimize the story from top to bottom using her as the anchor point. Of course she's perfectly relevant. The world of Aliens was built for her. But that's not a luxury all sequels have. Something that's been on my mind lately is the question of why I prefer to write stories in fictional societies instead of ours. Why that's so much more enticing to me. I think it stems from a place of annoyance with the boundless possibility of our 8 billion strong planet and its incalculable interconnectivity. I'd rather set my story in a world that has only the relevant components and factions and nothing else. It's no surprise that most of my writing leans post-apocalyptic. You could call it laziness, I call it efficiency, but regardless, my point is that Stranger Things doesn't get to do that. It takes place in a world where the Postal Service, the Cold War, the press, the stock market, the counterculture, they all exist. To stay focused, stories set in our world sometimes incorporate a defensive bubble, like they put the characters on an island, an isolated little town, or in a single office building, just to stop all the irrelevance from spilling in, but this can only do so much. The later Stranger Things seasons had so much working against them because the original story concluded with just 2 little loose ends and a bunch of characters that were extremely dynamic in the first season, now in a state of equilibrium. And for the record, I'm not saying these characters ceased to be entertaining or endearing after season 1, just that their relevance was subject to change. The pot had to be stirred, and so we got more characters, more factions, brand new points of interpersonal conflict, some more natural than others, to reinvigorate Stranger Things, and that was seasons 2 and 3. A lot of times those old car parts made perfectly fine boat parts. I don't think the show was ever bad, I just think it had to put characters aside and minimize them sometimes because they didn't hold any specific relevance to whatever the current thing was. The main kids felt completely interchangeable at times, then there were stretches like
Remember
Aaron,
that
Nancy,
skit.
and Jonathan, probably because the writers felt they needed something to do, not to mention the entire multi-season journalism arc they go on, which always felt tangential. I think in part because the Nancy, Jonathan, Steve plot line was the least relevant of season 1. Again, season 1 Jonathan shined in the context of the ape.
Yeah, they really murdered my boy Jonathan's character, if I'm being honest. Just like what they did with Hopper in like later seasons, like season 3, they made it more cartoony like in a sense. And then I feel like a lot of people are saying that they made Jonathan more of a stoner. And I mean, I guess maybe I'm just misinterpreting his character at the same time. I'm not really sure. But his writing did definitely feel weaker. Sorry, gonna catch up on Twitch. Season 1 through 4 were brilliant in my opinion. Season 5 volume 1 was decent, too good at times, and then volume 2 was and then the finale is just straight up bad, mediocre, while the epilogue is good. Yeah. I didn't mind the first few episodes of season 5. I think those are still worth the watch, honestly. Up until we get to the sorcerer, I think those are all fine and dandy. But obviously, like the rest of season 5, you know, it's been said. I don't want to beat a dead horse. It is what it is, and it sucks. Season 3 Hopper, to me, was really hard to watch. Yeah, like I understood to a certain degree why I guess his character was portrayed in that way. You know, he was raising a daughter again. He never got the chance to fully raise his, but it was like dialed up too much. I understand the overprotective father trope, right? But this was like something weird. I don't know. It was definitely played up for something. But yeah, this video is why Stranger Things 5 probably won't be good. I think you guys should give it a watch. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. It's about 1:38, so I'm gonna call it here in like the next 5 minutes. I do appreciate you guys chilling and hanging out. It's one of my only days off this week, so I unfortunately have to do adult things, which is unfortunate. I will try to continue doing my schedule of trying to upload once every single week. I don't know if it's gonna be about Stranger Things. I mean, like I mentioned in my in my last video, I'm just gonna post whatever. You know, there's a lot of videos that I have written on the little clipboard that I have right here, and Stranger Things just kind of took over. I'm gonna try to do some more live streaming. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to live streaming, most of the time I do just stream some gaming. Lately, I think my last stream I did was like almost like a week ago, and it was Arc Raiders, so that's kind of what I've been on. I don't know if I've continued to dual streaming that on here, but I do appreciate you guys for showing up. I finale was not bad, but it was fine for being it was fine, but being a fan of 10 years, we deserve better. 100%. I do agree with that. I'm a stoner, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a-okay. I just think that they diluted Jonathan's character is what I was trying to say. Good job, man. Had fun. Thank you guys. Yeah, like I said, it'd be cool to just kind of jump on here. I don't know if you guys would want to just see me just be bad and terrible at video games. There are some videos that I want to do that do regard them. Again, as I aforementioned, Arc Raiders. Also, if you guys are a fan of Dead by Daylight, they are coming out with a Stranger Things Volume 2 where you get to play as Henry / Vecna as the killer, and then you get Dustin and 11 as playable characters. I'm thinking about doing something with that too. Just kind of streaming to y'all and just having a blast. Whether you find me through your recommended or somebody shared this with you, thank you so much. It's been awesome. Thank you. A lot more people showed up than I thought, and that means a lot. Thank you if you were watching on Twitch. I appreciate it. I do stream on there, and again, I'll be here on YouTube just uploading whatever it might be. It might not be as popular, you know, as Stranger Things, but you know, we'll see. When the spin-offs come out, I'm definitely gonna check those out and maybe make a video on them. What is my Instagram? I am on Instagram, so if you want to follow me, please go. It's Mr. Hugo Nowhere. So it's what my YouTube is, just Mr. in front of it, because somebody took Hugo Nowhere. Shaking my head. I don't really post on there often anymore. I deleted Instagram. I only had to re-log in because I needed to see what Stranger Things Instagram account was doing. But I am also on TikTok too, at the same name, Mr. Hugo Nowhere. All of my links are in my video descriptions too, under the link tree. So if you guys do want to follow me there, please feel free. Had fun again. Love from India. Thank you, India. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is SO9. You're awesome. Thank you. Once again, if you guys tuned in, I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I guess we will leave it here. Neural, thank you so much for the video recommendations. I'm definitely gonna watch those. But yeah, I have a lot of comments to reply to in my last video, so I'm gonna do that real quick before. So yeah, thank you guys again. It has been awesome. I have Dead by Daylight, haven't played it in years. Trust me, it gets a lot of hate, very deserved hate, but I still really like the game. I still really like the game, so who knows? I might be on stream. I love from the UK. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sono. I do appreciate that as well. Thank you so much, everybody from around the world. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you again. Hopefully I see you soon. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing some more streaming. I don't have a schedule, and my videos might be just sporadic when I upload them. I'm trying to figure it out, so we'll see where we get there. So yeah, peace out, guys. Thanks again. You guys were awesome. Stay golden, and I will see you in the next one, whether it's a video or it's a live stream. Thanks again. They're adding pockets of time to every episode. I hope they do, Kento. Welcome in. I'm on my way out, but I appreciate you checking it out. We will watch the whole season with the new scenes, and I will. If they do that, 100%. I am rewatching the show. I was already planning to, regardless. All right, guys. Thank you so much again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks for hanging out. No new episode, unfortunately. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Please have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Thank you, Trell. You too.